What's up, everyone? It's Matt from surfcitytcg here with the next video in my series on Zimone Mystery Unraveler. This is from the Jump Scare Precon from Duskmourn. And if you're new here, this is a league in which we're doing a set number of upgrades every week. So I've got those listed out. You can check it out, the full detail in the primer. And if you are starting on this video, I would recommend backing up, starting on the first video. I'll provide that link here. Start from the beginning of the series. It's gonna make a lot more sense. So for this week, we're changing up to 10 cards max, and the new cards we're adding need to be valued at a maximum of $25 per TCG player lowest. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a moment. And then we get one free land, as with other weeks. That it has to be a fixing land. But we get one free. So we're going to get to change up to 11 cards in total, including the free land. So that all being said, I want to jump into it. First thing I want to do is talk about the cuts, and I've actually already made them, so I'm going to go through those. But I also want to talk about how the game went last week and just kind of some overarching themes of what's been going on with the deck, how it's been feeling, and what changes we want to make based on that. So let's get into it. And again, if you didn't see last week's gameplay video, I'd recommend checking that out before you watch this video, just so you have an understanding of how the game went. And I won't spoil it for you, but it did go quite well for us for the most part. So, big picture, I'm feeling like the deck is finally, I wasn't happy with this deck, to be frank, for the first, up until last week, basically. It was feeling like it was really spinning its wheels well, but it wasn't accomplishing anything. So, I was hitting my landfall triggers, I was manifesting dread, I was flipping stuff, I was doing all the stuff you're supposed to be doing with Zimone, but none of it was mattering, and I was not winning the game because I didn't have any threats that were impactful enough, and I just, even when I drew my finishers, Overwhelming Stampede, I still wasn't able to close out games. And this is not a problem that's new to Simic. Simic, in fact, is famous for just this exactly. Doing a lot of stuff well, being powerful value deck, but not being able to, when it comes to crunch time, not being able to actually close the door and win the game. So not surprised that we ran into this problem, especially when we have such a restrictive budget and limitations. But it's finally feeling like, as of last game, the threats we've added and the oil, the vegetables, and all of the stuff we've done up until this date has finally paid off. And I feel like the deck's working really well. And I like the direction we went. Just to recap, the things I decided to do for this build were to minimize the number of artifacts and enchantments I'm running in the deck, because all the other decks, especially Amanatu, rely so heavily on enchantments and artifacts. I wanted to position myself in a different way so that not only the threats and the removal that the other players were adding would be less impactful against me, but also so that I could run powerful asymmetric board wipes like Fade from History. We didn't end up adding Bane of Progress yet, but it's a consideration for this week. And Filter Out is another one we added that just kind of turns into a one-sided board wipe in a way when you've minimized the number of artifacts and enchantments you're running. And that also makes some decisions for this deck easier. Now, we do lose the potential of flipping powerful enchantments on the cheap. That's something that I know a lot of people want to do with Zimone. They want to, manifest an Omniscience and then use her second ability to flip it. And that is certainly a powerful thing and a thing that you can do. It's just not the direction I decided to go with the deck. And this is something pretty important to keep in mind when you're building decks, especially given how aggressively and quickly they've been pushing out new products. I'd say power creep is not as big a concern as it once was. I think they're generally powering down what they've been adding, at least lately, since Lord of the Rings. Duskmourn, for example, felt like a pretty weak set to me in general. Not that there weren't strong cards in it, but just that the general power level feels like it has sort of leveled off, at least for now. But there are still tons of new cards being added all the time, and Commander is an eternal format, right? Nothing changes really in terms of what is legal, this recent bans notwithstanding, but that's a kind of like black swan event. That sort of thing doesn't happen very often, right? Like, when's the last time bans happened in Commander prior to these recent ones? In general, just more and more and more and more cards get added to the pool, meaning it becomes harder and harder to make your deck 100 cards, right? Like, there's so many good options. And I think picking a direction like I've done, which is like, I'm not going to run any artifacts and enchantments, and I'm going to cut the ones that are in here, even though there's some really good ones that we could use. This also allows us to play a lot of other good cards that we would otherwise have to cut. And it makes us more niche and harder to target with removal for our opponents. And it allows us to play these asymmetric board wipes. So there are pros and cons of all these things. This is not necessarily the direction you have to go. It's just the one I decided to go. And I feel like it's been working out pretty well so far, but we'll see how this week's game goes. So that all being said, let's talk about the cards I decided to cut before we look at potential ads. We do have $25 of budget this week, as well as a free land. So I have already in advance cut a couple of lands. We were at, I think, 38, either 37 or 38. And I've decided to cut 2, knowing that we're going to add back at least 1. So at minimum, we'll end up with 36 lands this week. I think I probably want to get that back up to 37 or 38, meaning I'm going to look for at least 2 or even 3 of the cards I add in the 11 cards that I have available to be land. One of them is guaranteed to be a land because we get a free land. But then the other 2 is up to us if we want to get the count up to either 36, 37, or 38. I think those are the options. I wouldn't want to go much higher than that. I think we've got now 2 ways to play lands from the graveyards. Or actually, no, I did not add yet Ancient Green Warden, but that's something I want to add this week. And if I was playing artifacts and enchantments, Walk-in Closet, the new room, would be like number 1 on my list to add. That card's really good. And a couple of people have asked me about it, like, hey, how come you're not adding Walk-in Closet? And really the only reason is that I'm deprioritizing enchantments and artifacts. Otherwise, this is a slam dunk. This card's great. It's a 3 mana, which is Crucible of Worlds. Like, it's on an enchantment, which is typically safer than an artifact. And it's got the other room, which is basically a Yawgmoth's Will for 5 mana. Really, really excellent card. Very good in this deck. Highly recommend it. But I'm not going to be adding it for the aforementioned reasons. So the cards I decided to cut, and this has been the first week where it's actually like been pretty tough. I may end up changing these, but like this is what we're starting with. So I'm going to talk through each of these and talk about my reasoning. And we'll also probably look at my deck stats. Like, I'll switch over to types and tags so we can see how many of everything I have, and therefore what I would like to add this week. And I think I'm going to talk briefly about last week's game. I don't remember it too well. It's been a while. I just got back from MagicCon, so apologies for the delay on this video, but let's talk about what we're cutting, what we have, and where I feel like the deck needs a little bit of help. Even though it's doing well, like, there's some... I just want to talk about, overall themes. So let's do that first, actually, because that'll, lend some information to the discussion of what's being cut. So I'd say in general, like I said before, the deck's working really, really well. We're hitting our ramp. My hand size is always like rather large. I'm not feeling like I have any trouble with either ramp or card advantage. I guess there are 2 main areas where I feel like, and I'm going to open up a notepad as I've done in previous weeks, just so I can jot this stuff down. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but I recommend this. Like, even if you use a Post-it note or something, this is a good way to just kind of keep an idea of what you're looking to do when you make changes to your deck. So, it takes just a minute to, not for me, but for some people, to like think about what's been going on with the deck, jot down some notes, and that will really save you time when you're trying to do your deck build, trying to figure out what to add, trying to figure out what to cut. If you spend a few minutes ahead of time thinking about what the deck's done so far, how have you won, how have you lost, where have you been frustrated, etc. And if there are cards that end up getting stuck in your hand, that could just be a single time exception. But if that happens repeatedly, maybe jot down a note and say, hey, this card's been a little weak for me, so I don't know about it. Okay, So let's talk about the main categories. Mana, we think we're okay, right? I think mana and ramp, it's been feeling good. I've been having plenty. If anything, like I end up with lands stuck in my hand sometime. And like that's a little frustrating, right? Like, because you just end up having this big hand and people think you're a threat because you're holding 7 cards, but then it turns out 5 of them are land because we have like ways to find land. And that's one of the reasons I decided to cut Trail of Mystery, even though this is unquestionably a good card. It just, given the budget restrictions, I haven't been able to add like the extra land sort, all the stuff that allows you to play extra land, like Exploration, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Oracle of Moldiah, all phenomenal cards. Expensive though, like price wise. If you have them, great. Like you should build your deck in that way. But it's important to note that like the reason I'm cutting this card is because I can't afford to add those cards. So don't cut this card if you're running Azusa and Exploration and Oracle of Moldiah and whatever other sources, because this card works really well in conjunction with those because it finds you the extra basics that go to your hand that you can then play with them. And we could go more that direction. We could add some more sources. I could focus on trying to get Azusa in here. I could focus on like adding some ways to find her. Exploration, I probably don't want to add because it's an enchantment, but just think about that. Like, don't necessarily copy exactly what I'm doing because it's not going to work for you necessarily. Be thoughtful about the changes that you're making given your meta and given what cards you have access to. So maybe you're working on a budget, but you're lucky enough to already own a copy of Azusa and Exploration and Oracle of Moldiah. In that case, Trail of Mystery is going to be one of the best cards in your deck, and I wouldn't cut it. And probably same goes for Cultivate because it's putting an extra land in your hand. But like the reason I'm cutting Cultivate for the same reason is like I often have plenty of land in hand, like, and I have ways to play land from the graveyard. So the lands that are stuck in my hand aren't doing very much for me at all. So cards like that allow me to manifest from my hand, like I think there's only one in Scroll of Fate. This card's great because I can just like dump those extra cards. And other ways to use land from hand, like Walking Atlas is one off the top of my head that just like lets you put a land from your hand into play. And we've got a few of those in here too. I think I forget. Burgeoning again would be great, but it's expensive and it's an enchantment. So, you know, ways to play lands from hand are going to be powerful for us. So it's something I want to consider this week. So mana's good. Other major categories, board wipes. Let's just write down the categories that I want to think about first in terms of the deck: removal, protection. And let's put card advantage up here. Card advantage, draw, etc. So card advantage, draw, like okay, right? Like it's been great. I haven't had any issues. When we have a AC or Tatiova in play, it just feels like we're drawing our entire deck. And same goes for Paranormal Analyst. This card is insane. It's like by far probably the best card in the deck. Every time you manifest dread, you draw that card instead of putting it in your graveyard. Crazy good. Because a lot of times, like when you look at the top 2 to manifest dread, you're seeing like an instant or sorcery and then a permanent. And you're like, okay, well, this sucks because I don't want to put the instant or sorcery down as a manifest. I only have one way really to use it once it's down like that. Let me switch over to types just so I can find what I need more quickly. Like we've got the Primordial Mist, which allows us to kind of play the cards we've put down as creatures. So if I put a Brainstorm down as a manifest, if I have Primordial Mist in play, I can exile it face up, show everyone, look, this is a Brainstorm, and then I can play that Brainstorm this turn. So this card's great if I have it, but like, this is probably eventually going to get cut. So therefore, I want to have more ways to either bounce stuff back to my hand to play it or to use it in some other way. So card advantage draw has been fine. No issues there. Board wipes, board wipes, I don't feel like I've drawn them, but I think we have enough. Like switching over. And this is, don't forget, this is with all the cards cut. This is not counting any of the stuff in the sideboard because that's all typed and tagged as sideboard right now. So with our 11 cards missing, we still have 4 board wipes. You know, two of these are just for artifacts and enchantments, Fade from History and Season of Gathering. And this doesn't have to be a board wipe, it's a modal, and we could use it for a draw, or we can use it for +1 counters, Vigilance Trample, which is nice. So this is a great one because it's very flexible. But we have basically options of 4 board wipes. However, 3 of them, Fade from History, Filter Out, and Season of Gathering, don't deal with creatures at all, right? So this is something to think about because we have to have ways to deal with creatures. And we probably do in our single target removal, but it's still something to consider. So let's jot that down. Say we have a good number, but maybe one more for creatures. I don't know if we need it because we also have like powerful bounce effects. Like we added Hullbreaker Horror and Tidespout Tyrant. And, you know, if you want to see the power of Hullbreaker Horror, please check out last week's game. Again, no spoilers, but this card's pretty good. Pretty good. Cool. So board wipes probably in a good place, but maybe like one more creature board wipe couldn't hurt. Or a removal in general. So like removal meaning single target, 5 sources. This is very low. And this is, I don't think I mentioned yet, but this is like, I'd say the biggest or tied for the biggest problem that I have experienced with the deck so far. And that would be that there is a single thing on the board that is just like really messing with me, be it a Blind Obedience, which it's been pretty much every game, feels like, or just like, you know, the Valgavoth deck has like 100 pieces out that are all punishing me. So I'd say like I'm going to add a sub 1 of life gain because like it feels like with Valgavoth, you're just getting drained. And then, you know, sometimes Amanatu too, because they have extort cards. And then Winter is just coming in for like big attacks that come surprisingly quickly because he's able to pull in a big creature really fast. So this feels like it's starting to be a pretty fast format, or at least meta for these decks, because you're getting pinged down a lot from the other 2 decks, and you know they're sort of pillow 4D, especially Amanatu. So it becomes like hard to attack, but then you're getting drained everything you do from Valgavoth, and also he's a huge flyer that sometimes just chunks you for 10 out of nowhere. And then Winter's kind of just like this existential threat that like is always doing stuff pretty quickly, and like it's like a classic rock deck. It's just like has a lot of removal, and then it's just like big beats. You know, if you guys ever, any of you played in the time of Spiritmonger, you know, Winter feels like a Spiritmonger deck. Obviously, that card is like super outclassed now, which is super sad. I loved that card. Great name, great art. Not playable anymore, sadly. But Winter is very much a like Spiritmonger style of deck. It's just going to put out big fatties and just like smash you to death. It's pretty good at that, to be honest. Like it gets out the gates real fast. So we definitely need more removal. Some life gain would be great. I'm not going to super prioritize it, but if we can get it in conjunction with some of the other stuff we really need, that would be awesome. So removal, too little, need more, especially for creatures, right? We have the board wipes for artifacts and enchantments. We really need stuff that can hit creatures. Protection. So I don't feel like I ever draw my counters. I mean, I did have 1 or 2 and they were clutch, but I would love another counter. Another counter would be great. And then like some straight up protection for Zimone would be great, because at this point, especially after last game, I feel like I am getting targeted, and rightly so, because last game was insane. I think it was a nutty draw and it just really worked out, but like they are definitely on high alert with me, and go figure, that always ends up being the case, probably because I spend 5,000 hours thinking about it like this. Maybe I should just stop and like turn off my brain and play, like live life like everyone else. But for some reason, I just can't do that. Oh well. Where was I? Oh yeah, so we need some more protection, like proactive protection, because they're definitely targeting Zimone. I mean, I played another game actually with upgrades, and I laid down Zimone, and they took her out immediately. So they're not screwing around anymore. They're just like, okay, we got to slow you down, or we're in trouble, which is not wrong. So I don't blame them, but I also do blame them. So if you're listening, my play group, I'm mad about it. Don't do that anymore, or I'm going to pout. That's what Magic players do, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try that. See how it works. Actually, I pout all the time. If you guys watch my games, I'm always complaining. I'm trying hard not to. Just let it go, let it flow, like chill. That's just not me. I'm like, I gotta win, you know? Don't you want to win? Okay, anyway, I'm on a tangent here. Let's get back into the real discussion, which is how do we stop people that are trying to kill our commander right away? Well, we've already got the best protection spell in the game, or at least my favorite, Slip Out the Back. This is like the first card I add to every blue deck because it's insane. If you haven't heard me rant about this card before, just put it in your deck and try it. Phasing is the most powerful protection there is, bar none, because it protects from Psych Rift. What else protects from Psych Rift? Almost nothing, right? But phasing does. So Slip Out the Back's great. You can protect your creature. I'd say like 90% of the time I play this as a protection spell. The +1 counter is great, but who cares, right? It's all about the phasing. And, it's protected until your next untap. So that's great too, because, even something like Heroic Intervention, well, of course, it doesn't stop against Psych Rift or any sort of exile effect, but it's only till end of turn. So if the player right after you tries to remove Zimone and you are able to protect it with one of those more quote unquote standard protection spells, and then the following player also tries to remove it, then you're out of luck, right? If you only had one. But with Slip Out the Back, Zimone's just out of there until your next untap. And that's why I love this card so much. And then 10% of the time, you just pop their creature that's, stopping you from winning, right? If one huge blocker with lifelink and first strike, you can't get through to hit them for lethal, boom. Hey, I think that giant Sphinx of the Steel Wind's going to slip out the back for a minute. Sorry. So this card's great, but I already have one. And turns out in Commander, you can't have more than one copy of most cards. Otherwise, I'd put like 3 more of these because it's sick. So more protection would be good. Long story short, I think we need more protection. Zimone is dying and getting targeted and everything. So having a like 1 mana way to protect her would be phenomenal. So the card I'm thinking of immediately is Tamiya Safekeeping. I like this so much more than Heroic Intervention I don't know. Like Heroic Intervention is actually really good in this deck because we have a lot of board-based threats that are going to be under attack, either against a board wipe or whatever. Heroic Intervention should be used as single target protection in some situations. And in those cases, or if you feel like, so I know we can't play it in Valgavoth, but just let's take Valgavoth as an example. Valgavoth's not playing a lot of other creatures. He does have some utility dorks and whatever that you might want to protect if someone Blasphemous Axe or, cast Vanquish the Horde or Wrath of God or whatever. But in general, it's like Valgavoth that's going to be getting targeted with whatever removal they have. And even if they are casting a board wipe, Valgavoth's the one you want to protect. So in a case like that, where you have like a Voltron commander or where your commander is just the main threat and you don't have a lot of other board-based threats, I love cards like Tamiyo Safekeeping, and I often run them over Heroic Intervention just because they cost 1 mana, right? It does mostly the same thing. You get to gain 2 life, which is great, and that's something we're looking for incidentally, so that, gives credence to this, but it's only 2 life, so I want to put in the right card versus something that gives us 2 life. It's not that big a deal. It can be, but it's not often a big deal. So anyway, we'll look at protection options in a moment. So these are the main notes. I want to move on because I've already spent 25 minutes talking about nothing, as per usual. All right, so let's talk about what we're cutting. So Augur of Autumn, this was the toughest cut this week. It's the last card I cut, and it's the one I'm most likely to change my mind on. I do like being able to play lands off the top. However, as I mentioned earlier, so many games, like I think every game, I have ended up with a handful of land where I couldn't play them all. So being able to play a land off the top, not really that useful. It is nice because it like removes the land that I would have drawn. So that's very good. It means I'm going to draw less land. So that is not nothing. And being able to look at the top is also powerful because I can choose when to manifest dread. If I'm only going to be able to manifest dread once in the turn, and I have a way to draw a card first, for example, or something, knowing the top card is really strong. So these are all reasons I did not want to cut this card. Reasons I decided to cut it are the one I already stated, which is like additional land drops aren't tough for me. I'm already being able to kind of get those in hand for whatever reason. So that's not that helpful, right? Being able to play creatures off the top, also not that helpful because we really want to be manifesting dread most of our creatures so we could flip them for cheap. And being able to just straight up cast them off the top is not so great when our stuff is kind of expensive. Like, we don't want to be hard casting a Coma or a World Spine Worm, for example. We will if we need to. In fact, I think I hard cast a World Spine Worm maybe the first game, so that was sweet. Anyway, I just don't think this makes the cut. It's also a 3-drop, and we had like tons of 3-drops. I didn't care so much about curve, but it was starting to feel like I had a lot of 3-drops, and this effect is just not what we need. Also, it's 2 power, which is unfortunate for this deck because all of the manifests are also 2 power. So that means it's just that much harder to get Coven. If all the manifests were 1/1s or 3/3s, I probably wouldn't have cut this because then we automatically have 2 different powers for Coven. But in this case, like the manifests don't help us reach Coven, and that makes this a little bit worse as well. I would much rather this be a Courser of Krufix, for example, because that would give us the life gain we need, and it would also like allow us to see the top card play land. Does it allow you to play land off the top? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it doesn't give you an additional land drop, but you can play lands off the top. So I might consider that, actually. I'm going to just actually add it to considering now because I don't know if I've added it, and I think that's a good idea, depending on how much it is. I think it should be like $1 for the cheapest one. Yeah, look at that. I was just about right. Okay. So Beanstalk Giant, I like this. I didn't want to cut it, but we had to make some cuts. The fact that it's a sorcery speed on the Fertile Footsteps was sort of the nail in the coffin for me because we want to be ramping land at instant speed whenever possible. Hitting your Manifest Dreads on your turn is easy. Even hitting the second landfall to flip is typically easy. We have lots of sorcery speed, like ramp, that can do it. So the value is really in instant speed ways. Like Harrow is one of the best cards in the deck and a card you should look to add right away. And I've already added. So this is just not good enough, I think. We have plenty of better options. And even with all this stuff I cut, look, we're still at 12 mana ramp sources. So I do want to probably add another couple here. But really, we don't need that much more than around 14, 15 in this deck, I'd say. So this is probably just the worst one. And the other side, the creature was actually pretty good too, even though it doesn't have trample, which, like, man, it would be great if it did. But it's still good because it helps pump up our win con, which is what's it called? Overwhelming Stampede, right? Because this checks the biggest power you have. And I tell you what, late game, like you got a lot of land in play. So the Beanstalk Giant was a nice way to really power out that Overwhelming Stampede in past games, but I think it's just too slow at this point. Cultivate, I already talked about. This is not a card I play in most finalized decks. Usually because I just don't have enough basics. It's a good card, this and Krosan, or Kodama's Reach rather. But at 3 mana, we really want 2 mana ramp, right? Our commander's 4, we want to play her on 3. 3 mana ramp, not that helpful. Putting a land in hand, not that helpful. Just not worth it here. We have better options. This is not a card, Death Mist Raptor, that I expected to be cutting, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that the this isn't doing anything. Like, I, you know, I think it was a game I recorded, so someone remind me if you know, but it doesn't really matter. There was a game I was playing where someone was playing Zimone, and they played a Death Mist Raptor, and I think I used a Swords to Plowshares on it because at the time I was like, man, that card is so good. It's just going to provide like infinite value. It never dies, right? Every time it goes to the graveyard, you can just bring it back. You can bring it back face up or face down. Why would you bring it face down? Well, there's cards in the deck that trigger when a face down creature enters and you get to draw a card or find a basic or whatever. So there could be plenty of reasons you might want to megamorph it because that +1 counter could matter. Seems unlikely for 5 mana, but you never know. Weirder stuff has happened. But the more I thought about it, like, I don't just need a like Death Touch Dork. Like, this is a great blocker, but people aren't really ever able to attack me on the ground. I usually have a bunch of stuff, and like, it's not, it's, if you ever played against a face down creature deck, it is scary to attack into it because you're like, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. Like, I don't know what's down there. Like, it's scary enough to attack with a flyer, but, this is just not, it's just not getting there, in my opinion, which I'm sad about because I think it's a really cool card. And where else are you going to play it except in this deck? But sorry, Death Mist Raptor, I think you're just not good enough. I'm sad though. Same with Drown Your Temple. I love this card. I think it's so cute that you can just like put it in the graveyard with Manifest Dread and then ramp later. I may end up not cutting this, honestly, because like I like this card and I think it's fun. And I think this deck can stand to play a decent number of colorless lands. Like, we're a 2-color deck. We don't have a lot of heavy color pip requirements. I don't know about cutting this. I might end up cutting a different land instead. So we'll come back to that. Overflowing Basin, this land's fine. I don't really love these lands unless you are playing a bunch of colorless and you really need to often make colored pips. Like, I love this land in my Saheeli, the Sun's Brilliance deck, for example. Not this one, but the red-blue one. And same with Izzet Signet in that deck specifically, because that deck has so many colored pip requirements. So having colorless lands is a huge liability because like there are often times where I just need I would love for every one of my mana sources to create a colored mana. That's not the case with this deck. This deck can, like I mentioned earlier, we can afford to have some colorless pips. So the liability of this land is that you top deck it and you need to draw a land that tapped for a single mana. You can't play this and tap it for 1 mana, right? You must have a second mana source, like when you have this land. So that's the problem. If this is, if you have a 3-land hand, 2 of them come into play tapped and the other one's Overflowing Basin, you can't play a 1 mana spell on your first turn, and that can be frustrating. And I ended up cutting most of the come into play tap land, but we do have a couple. We've got Mosswort Bridge, might be the only one, Myriad Landscape, I think. So it can come up, right? I just don't like these lands because they can put you in a bad spot sometimes. In general, if I'm playing one of these lands, by the way, just side note, always use it first, right? Same goes with Signets. On your turn, unless you like have very careful colors and you need to be really thoughtful about it, like always try to just use this land first so you don't accidentally get stuck with it at the end and then have to ask for a take back and say like, oh, I didn't mean to tap these other lands because now this land is just sitting there and can't do anything. Blah, blah, blah. Reliquary Tower, don't need it in this deck. First of all, I added another max hand size that is impossible to remove. Like, good luck trying to remove a Nezahal. Like, once this is in play, it's in play. They need like 3 pieces of instant speed removal, and you have to have a small hand to have any chance to remove this. Otherwise, it's just there forever and will draw you a zillion cards. So once Nezahal's in play, it's like GG, right? Plus, having no max hand size is way overrated. I don't care about it most of the time. There have been times, I think there was a time in one of the previous games here where I like really wanted to get something into the graveyard, Wonder. I had to play it, and then it got bounced, and I was like, oh my god, this is so annoying. And I had a Reliquary Tower in play, and I was like, I think I ended up sacking the Reliquary Tower later just to get it the hell off my board because I didn't want to have no max hand size. So, really think about whether or not you need no max hand size and whether or not you can get stuck in a situation where you wish you could discard, because it has happened to me a not insignificant number of times. So just be thoughtful about when you play this land. I'm not saying it's always wrong, but like I think it's often wrong. People are too scared about discarding cards. It's not a big deal. How many times are you using all the cards you have in your hand? Like, especially when you have that many that you need to discard, I think you're going to be fine. So just get over it, discard some cards here and there, and you'll be fine. Secret plans. This is a tough cut. I added it in a previous week, so it especially sucks to cut it now. If I do end up cutting it, which I probably will, I just don't need more draw engines. This doesn't quite do enough. I think it's good. You know, I might go back on this. Not just because I don't want to cut my losses. You know, I don't want to have the sunk cost mentality where it's like I added this so I can't remove it, right? Because that's a big mistake sometimes. However, I do have that mentality and I can't help it. Get over it. I can have that mentality if I want. But I mean, it's in my cuts right now, so we'll see what happens. I think it's a cool card. I love the art. Don't want to cut it, but I couldn't figure out something else I would rather cut. It could be that I just add less than 10 cards this week, although I don't really think that's going to happen because, like, at worst, there's some more lands I would rather swap out. We'll see. I might switch this out. I think this is good enough, probably, honestly. So I don't know. Trail of Mystery I already talked about. I think this is cut. Trigun Predator, great card. Oh my god. Do you ever have this? You ever have this against you, like across the board from you? Like it just feels awful when someone's got this. You're like, oh my god, please don't send it at me. You're like pre-politicking in advance. But with all the artifact enchantment like board wipes or the two that I've added, I think this is just less important. And I don't like that it, you know, this card is such a focus of attention for people if they're paying attention that it's going to probably get removed. And I don't want to be playing a card that's like such a high threat level that people are like thinking about removing it ahead of time. I'm already running cards like that with Coma and AC, Nezhal, like basically all my creatures, right? So, you know, that all being said, this is better because like I have such a high threat density right now that they can't remove everything. I don't think it's good enough anymore given the changes we've already made. And then Zimone's hypothesis, I know I said I need another board wipe for creatures. I just did not like how this performed. Plus, it's so mentally taxing to play this card. If you've ever tried to resolve this card on a huge board, it is a nightmare. It's just like figuring out what to do, what to add the +1 counter to. It could, you know, there's sometimes when it's easy and sometimes you're just like, oh my God, there's so many options. It turns out that like half the stuff you want to bounce, you know, go figure, half the stuff is even, half is odd. At least that's how it's worked out for me. And there were like so many lines with this card. I think it's good, but I think it is not like realistic from a like reality of playing it unless you just want to like not think about it and pick one and just go. But I can't do that very easily. So I'm not cutting this card because I don't think it's good. I'm cutting it because I don't think I'm good enough to play it. Or I'm not willing to like really put in the time. And I'm also not willing to just let go of control and say like, I'm just going to pick one or the other and like see what happens. Because I just can't do that. I'm that kind of person. So these are the tentative cuts. We will probably come back to this, but let's get into the actual talk about what we're going to add because that's why you're here, right? All right, let's do it. So I'm going to switch over to my other deck list. The reason I use this separate list is just for logistical reasons, so I can like have everything in the main deck I want to see and use the sideboard and so on. But you don't need to do this. So it's just what I want to do. So I do want to add the other card to considering that I already did, which is Courser of Fix. So let's get this added. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to more here. And I'm going to do update to cheapest to make sure that we have all the lowest prices. And then if you don't have the prices already showing, because I don't think it shows by default, you just click on advanced over here and then add price. Okay. And then we can sort it by price if we want, or in this case, I am going to probably just sort by, I don't know, we may end up switching this, but let's start with name. So it just puts alphabetical. And then let's switch over to types and tags, and there's all these different ones. Let's start off, you know what? Like, I think for the first pass, I'm going to go really fast. And anything I'm potentially interested in adding, I'm just going to add to the main deck. And we're going to end up with way too many cards, but I just want to like slim this down to a short list of what we want to add, like most. And then we can kind of go from there. And I'm going to skip over stuff that's like way too expensive. So like we have stuff like Finale of Devastation in here. I can't even add this if I want to because it's over budget by itself. So I'm going to skip stuff like this, even though I'd love to add Finale of Devastation. Like if I had no budget, I would swap Overwhelming Stampede for this in a heartbeat because we're easily getting to X's 10. It's a tutor before then. It's just a powerful and flexible card that can also end games very easily. So, but you know, we can't add it. So sorry. All right. So how do we add to main deck? I guess I'll just add to sideboard at first because I want to use the keyboard shortcut, the Alt-3. Moxfield, if you're listening, please add a keyboard shortcut for move to main deck. I beg of you. All right. So Aftermath Analyst would be great. Don't know if we need it. I'm just going to skip it for now. I'm going to try to be brutal and like not add stuff that I'm on the fence about because it always is hard to cut stuff later. So we can always circle back and add things. Ancient Greedwarn's very high on the list of what I want to get in this week. So let's put that in. Azusa, I don't think so. Bane, maybe. Is this card good enough? I was considering it last week. Whenever you attack, draw a card, and then you can grow spiral, basically. That's pretty nice because, like I was mentioning, we want to have a way to dump lands from our hand. Like, how much is what is that card that lets you just like put in 1,000,000 land from your hand over and over? Cultivator Colossus. How much is that? I think it's cycled out of standard, so it might be reasonable now. Nope, not reasonable. Let's make sure it's the cheapest. Oh, 1176. Yeah, that's too much still. This card is not worth 1176, by the way. It's good, but like it's extra good for this deck, but don't buy it. If you have one, I think it's good in this deck. Okay. Let's just glance at our notes again real quick. What are we looking for? So we're looking for ways to get lands unstuck from our hand. We're looking for ways to maybe board wipe creatures. We definitely want more creature removal of some kind. Potentially a counter and protection. And then incidental life gain would be great. So Courser is incidental life gain, but it doesn't do any of the other stuff that we specifically want. I think we're probably not going to add this, although I do like it. So I'm not going to talk about everything because it'll take too long. I'm just going to add stuff that I think is high potential for making the cut this time. I was considering Protean Hulk last week, but you know, I just want to lean away from tutors a little bit. I guess one thing, seeing 6 reminded me, one thing that I didn't mention here that I want to consider is more ways to use graveyard. Because we end up with a huge graveyard. And so this could mean like regrowth, flashback, etc. So 6 is a good fit for this deck, I think. It makes a lot of sense. It mills us on attack, which doesn't really matter. It's more about that second ability, which is that we can retrace permanents from our graveyard. Just lets us use the extra lands that we have stuck in our hand, because in case you don't remember, let's just look at the text of reminder text for retrace. We can cast permanents, but we have to discard a land. So like it basically makes it so you can play permanents from your graveyard, but there's an additional cost of discarding a land, which we can easily pay. So I think this is a strong contender. I'm going to put it in the short list of considering. Okay, Springbloom Druid is really nice. It's like a Harrow or not quite Harrow, but the bad Harrow, where the lands come in tapped, which we're not even playing yet, the Roiling Regrowth. I think the Roiling Regrowth's better because it's instant speed. So this gets us both landfall triggers on someone else's turn. Really powerful. In fact, let's get that in. I don't normally consider playing that card because Harrow is just a million times better. But in this deck, you probably just want all of those. And for that reason, I think the Druid's not good enough. 1,000 wins. So I mentioned this last week that I didn't have one, but I do have one now. I picked one up. Is it good enough? So it's a 6 mana 5/6 flying. That is irrelevant. A 5/6 flying body is nice, right? We have to consider that it's likely we're going to get this face down. And then if we can flip it, either by paying 7 for Morph, which is not unreasonable. It's kind of like a Psych Rift, but it also hits your stuff. You can control what things of yours are tapped, sort of. I think the ideal state is that we can flip this with Zimone on someone else's turn, like in response to being like swung out on. I think this could make it. I don't know if it will, but let's put it in for now. No. Triplicate Time's phenomenal in this deck. If you're not shying away from artifacts and enchantments and you have a copy of this card, put it in. You will not be disappointed. This is so good to flip with Zimone. It might even be good enough in this deck, but for $7, I can't believe this got, this was not this much before, I don't think. But it's really, really good, especially when you can play it face down, flip it for free. So good. Don't care about those. Doppelgang. I love this card, but I think, added replication technique last week. I think that's sufficient. I don't think we need more sorcery speed ramp. Open the way I love, but I just don't think we want to focus on adding more ramp. So Ponder and Preordain are cards I would add, even though I don't need card advantage draw, but these aren't really card advantage draw to me. I do label them as draw, like in my types and tags, but both of these are good for two reasons in this deck. They allow us to manipulate the top of our library. So, normally you'd want to scry away the stuff that you don't want to draw, but with Zimone, it's a little different, right? Because you can leave stuff on top that you don't care about just so you can manifest dread it. You can leave a big creature that you couldn't otherwise play early game because you can manifest dread it. It's a little harder with Preordain because it's only scry 2, but Ponder's nice. Well, it's kind of the same. Like you're drawing. Do you draw first with Preordain? No. So actually, as weird as it sounds, Serum Visions might be better in this deck because normally you want to draw it after you scry, so you can draw the card you want. But in this deck, you might actually want to be able to scry afterwards, so you can leave 2 cards on top, manipulate the top of your library in that way. So let's put this into considering. I don't know if I want to add any of these, but these kind of cards, even if you don't need draw, are really good because they just smooth out the early game. That's all it's about with Ponder and Preordain. They're deceptively powerful. Playing a turn 1 Ponder, turn 1 Preordain, or even turn 2 makes you feel like, if you've not done it, it feels so amazing. Like, to know that you're going to get the draws you need. You can guarantee you find a land. You can keep a 1-lander with these cards. It's not recommended, but you never know. If you're on 6, maybe you do. It's a little risky because, especially with Preordain, you can find 2 non-lands on the top, even if you really need one. And if you've got 5 non-lands on top, just by bad luck, you're screwed. I was playing a couple days ago and I had the ability to draw 7 cards, and I needed to draw a land in those top 7, and I didn't, and I lost the game because of it. I'm not saying I made the wrong play. I would have made that play every day, but point is, it can happen. You shouldn't play around that, and if you get screwed, you just have to suck it up and say that sucks. What's the likelihood not drawing a land in 7 cards? Maybe in the CEDH when you're running 28 land or something, but not in a regular deck. Anyway, these cards are great. If you put Ponder and Preordain in every blue deck that you own and just cut 2 really expensive cards, your deck will improve by literally 10% or more. Like, without knowing you or knowing your deck, I would say on average, if you cut like 2 of the most expensive cards in your deck and replace them with Ponder and Preordain, your deck will be at least 10% better. On average. This is not always going to be true, but like, try it out if you don't believe me. So I'm going to add these to considering for that reason, because I think they are very good. Skyshroud Claim, amazing card. I think it would make the cut if I had infinite swaps, but I don't, so sorry. This card would be really, really, really good in this deck. I just don't want to add extra turn because my pot already hates me. Just kidding, kind of. Question mark? Arachnogenesis is good. Would be good. These decks aren't super creature heavy though. Like Valgavoth is just attacking with 1 or 2 creatures. Aminatu not even playing creatures, maybe. Or like, you know, I guess like he might be playing token makers and this could be good, but we already have a fog that doubles as some graveyard hate, so I just don't think we need another fog. Arcane Denial, high on the list of what I want to add. One of the best counters in the game. It's up there with things I'm really looking to add. Crop rotation would be excellent in this deck. We don't have any super great lands to crop rotate into, but it still might be good enough as a 1 mana instant speed way to trigger a landfall. You know, we could get a Terramorphic Expanse and then get our second landfall. So crop rotation, really good. Ghostly Flicker, this is a card I want to test in this deck. We can flicker 2 lands and get 2 landfalls. We can flicker face down creatures and have them come in face up. So, and we can protect our commander if it's just being targeted with a single target spot removal. So, due to the flexibility of this card, I want to test it. It's high on my list of what I want to add this week. Heroic is too expensive. Otherwise, I would consider it. March of Swirling Mist. This is the... I think it's worse than Slip Out the Back because it costs 2 mana unless you pitch a card. But it is really, really good. It can blank someone's entire board. I'm going to put it in considering. I'm looking for more protection pieces. It's a really good one. Moment's Peace is another phenomenal fog. I would certainly consider it if I felt like I needed another fog, but I just don't. Because we can Manifest Dread this to the graveyard and then flash it back later. You know, I would love to be able to add Snapcaster Mage to this deck, but it's just too expensive. I think it's like over $20. Noxious Revival is a good one, especially since we can put something on top and then like Manifest Dread it. Let's put it in considering. Planar Genesis, maybe. This is another instant speed way to play a land. We like those. Kongify, certainly high on the list. Same with Rapid. These are cards I'm really interested in adding. Teferi's Time Twist is a cool one. We can target land. We get it back on the next end step, so we can get a landfall off it. We could protect our commander against a board wipe, Psych Rift, anything, right? Because it goes away. It's like Slip Out the Back and that it goes away and doesn't come back till later. So I think this is a consideration. Twist Reality is a consideration. I might add it over Arcane Denial if I really needed the budget. And I like that it's on theme, but it's certainly like not great. 3 mana counter. We already added Void Slime before. So I'm going to put it in considering, but I don't really want to add it. I would much rather add Arcane Denial. Crystal Shard I still like, but it's an artifact, so I don't want to add artifacts that stick around on the board, really. You know, I added Top last week because Top can go on top of our library in response to a board wipe. It's hard to remove. So I'm going to glance through these enchantments, but again, really don't want to be adding enchantments. If you aren't like going against enchantments, trade routes, this card is deceptively powerful. I also like Undergrowth Recon in this deck. I feel like this card's underrated. It was overhyped when it came out, and I think people realized like it wasn't as good as it like seemed, but it's really good in this deck. Same goes with Walk-in Closet, as I mentioned earlier. All right, so what lands do we want to add? We get one for free, which is almost certainly just going to be a fetch land. I would normally want to add like Breeding Pool because I don't think we have any fetchable dual lands right now, which is a little sad given that we're adding a bunch of fetch lands. Yeah, we have like no shocks, no. I don't know if I think the Tango lands only come in allied colors, those fetchable ones. And all the other fetchable ones are either like super expensive, like Tropical Island or Breeding Pool, or even the Surveil land, I think is quite expensive now. How much is Hedge Maze? Do I have it somewhere? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Yeah, we're not paying $10 for this. Not worth it in this deck. But if you've got one, so good in this deck. So the Surveil lands are nuts. I think everyone finally realizes that, and they're getting really expensive. So if you haven't picked yours out because you're waiting for the price to come down, I wouldn't hold your breath on that, and I would get them now, even though they're a little pricey, because they are ultra powerful. All right, so lands I want. We're getting one free fetch. I don't know what it's going to be, probably a green one, so it doesn't really matter. This is the last week where we're making budgeted upgrades, so I'm just going to add whatever I want now and not worry about saving like cheap cards for later, like I've been doing in previous weeks. But if we're looking for like inexpensive lands to add in addition, which I think we are looking to add at least one, top of my list would be ones like Bant Panorama is a good one. Shire Terrace, I think, basically does the same thing. So both of these tap for a colorless, and then we can sack it to find a basic tapped, right? Same thing for Bant Panorama. These are great because they can come in as untapped lands. Like this is so much better than Terramorphic Expanse in this deck. Like, well, actually, not in this deck. I'd say in general, because you can sack it later to get colored mana, but you can play it as an untapped colorless source when you need it. This got cut from the deck, so it shouldn't even be here. I don't think there are really that many lands that are just like pestering us from the other players. The only one I think of off the top of my head is Hall of Heliod's Generosity from Amanatu. That card is insane in that deck because you could put enchantment on top of your library and then you miracle it. It's so good. So, are we running any land destruction right now in case we need it? I don't see any. Is Beast Within in this deck? Whoops. Beast Within. I should have this tagged as land destruction. I like adding these specific tags because like sometimes I'll be in a game and I'll be like, I need whatever land destruction card I have. How do I find it? And I want to be able to like go to land destruction and see it. So that's our only land destruction as far as I know, unless I miss something. So I wouldn't be terribly opposed to adding Demo Field because if he's got a Hall of Heliots going, like that can lose us the game, period. That is the kind of card in that deck that like if you can't deal with it, you just lose because they can just keep miracling whatever card they want from their graveyard. It's just so potentially powerful. So let's put this in considering. I would love to add Buckleberry Fairy, but for $13, we just can't afford it. So good though. My pod already said like this is counts as utility, so I can't add it as my free land, or I would. I would totally add it this week. This is a cool one from Assassin's Creed you may not have seen. I like this guy. We can bring back a historic card from our graveyard and then exile all graveyards. It's a potential option. I mean, exiling all graveyards is really good in this pod against especially Winter, but like also Amanatu because he's running the new Replenish card. I think it's called Redress Fate. Yeah, let's put this in considering. And I guess like either Bant Panorama, Escape Tunnel is a good one. I wonder like which is better, like the Bant Panorama or the Escape Tunnel, which is basically another Terramorphic Expanse Evolving Wilds. These cards are so good in this deck because we can get 2 landfalls on one turn without spending any mana, right? We play the Escape Tunnel, we sack it, we get a tap basic, and boom, that's 2 landfalls. But the Bant Panorama can tap for colorless. So I really don't know which one's better. I tend to think the Escape Tunnel is probably better. It's tough though. Like there are going to be times where one would be better than the other, and I'd say it's like close to a coin flip. So I might just go with the one that is less expensive unless it doesn't matter. So let's just add both of these and we'll decide which one is better when it comes down to it at the end. I just want to look through the rest. Oh, Horizon. I love this land. It's only 269. I might want to try to squeeze that in. Scavenger Grounds. I'm not going to add this and the Abstergo Entertainment, but since this is $1, I might consider the Scavenger Grounds over it if I needed to find some budget room. So let's put that in the maybes. Shifting Woodland. This would be really good in this deck because our graveyard's often just like packed and we don't have a lot of ways to use it per the points that I mentioned here. So I want to, it's $5, but like, man, is this card powerful. If you haven't played with or against this card, do yourself a favor and test it out. This card, if you're not good at like thinking about lines and like figuring out what your options are, or you forget to use it, it's not going to be good for you. But if you're thinking about how this can do you some favors, you'll win games out of nowhere with it. So definitely try it out. It's a high skill ceiling card, but really, really good. Cool. All right. So we've got, oh, not bad, 25. Okay. I think this is a good short list. So I think we'll start from this baseline of these cards. So we've got, let's just update cheap lists one more time. I think we're already there. Okay. So something did go down, it seems. So we've got $47 here, and we've got 25 cards. So we need to cut 15 cards because I don't have my free land in here. So the free land is going to be separate. In fact, I'm just going to add it right now because that is easy. And that gets us to 90. So what fetch lands don't we have? All right, let's just put in like Verdant Catacombs. Just a green fetch. This is basically just a forest. Oh man, I put in considering. Whoops. Where is it? Do I have considering minimized? Oh. All right, Verdant. Where is you? Okay, you're in. So that's our free land. So that's done. Okay, so our free land's out of the way. Now we just need to pick 10 cards that are $25. So we have to cut 15 cards and we have to cut about $22. And then we'll subtract off this 27 cents. All right, so let's go to types and tags and see. Oh, we got to put all this stuff in the main deck. Okay, so I'm going to go to bulk edit. Just going to cut all of this over into the main deck. Control X, Control V. Cut, paste. Okay, so let's again glance at our notepad and say, what are we looking for? So we're looking for maybe a board wipe. Do we have any options? We do. We don't probably need Bane of Progress. I think that can go in the sideboard. And then we're going to have to move the stuff out of the sideboard or the price is not going to update because it does count the sideboard. Although I wish it didn't. I wish there was like a checkbox. Again, Monksfield, if you're watching and you care about my opinion at all, please add a checkbox to remove price of sideboard. I would love that. Love that. I already love you guys. I'm not going to switch, but would still love it. Okay, so 1,000 wins is potential, although I don't know. It's feeling like very situational. Like I feel like I'm going to end up with this face down and I'm never going to want to flip it just because like it's hard to get my creatures tapped. I'm not playing ways to convoke or like tap my stuff aside from attacking. So I guess you can all other tap creatures. Oh wait, no, it's returning only tap creatures. So if my stuff's untapped, oh, okay, that's better than I thought. For some reason, I was thinking it was the opposite, where it was going to return all untapped creatures. So I would want to attack with them. Oh yeah, so this is better because I can just leave my stuff untapped and then flip it, and it's just going to bounce everything that's tapped. That could be good. It's a lot easier to control how it affects me, I guess, is the point. Okay, so that's that's a potential. Removal. Let's look at the removal. We've got, I would love to add both of these. I think that would be great. March, maybe also. I think this is like one of the highest priorities of stuff to add. March is great because it's protection too if we need it, right? Another counter would be great, right? So we've got two options there. Life gain, not really that big a deal, but yeah, and we have nothing that's tagged as life gain, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so I think we know what pieces we want to keep for sure. So I think what I'm going to do is just move almost everything to the sideboard and then just slowly add stuff back. So I want to keep the stuff that I for sure want. Ancient Greedwarn's pretty high on the list of stuff I for sure want. This card's so good because, you know, if you never draw land the rest of the game, this is just a land every turn, right? You keep playing Escape Tunnel or Terramorphic Expanse, or even better, like if you have Fabled Passage or something, you just play it every turn. And then every time you would get a landfall, you instead get two, right? And the way Zimone works, unfortunately, is it doesn't like give you two Manifest Dreads on the first one and then two flips on the second one, because the way she's worded is, if it's the first time this ability is resolved, right? And Ancient Greedwarn says it triggers an additional time. So what this means is that a single landfall will get you both the first step and the second step. You'll Manifest Dread, and then you'll flip something with just one landfall, which is still really, really good. It would be better if it gave you two of the first one and then two of the second one and so forth, but like it's still really good like this. So this doubling of landfalls is like ultra powerful in this deck, and it might be worth this $9, especially when we have 25 to work with this week. So I'm going to move everything to the sideboard that I don't like for sure want this week. 6 is pretty high on the list, but it's not for sure. Ancient Greedwarn, I think, is like pretty close to for sure that I want it, because this is also so good because first of all, it's a 5/7 reach. And second of all, like it doesn't have an ETB. ETBs are not great in this deck, right? Because if we flip them, we don't get that ETB. But this is just, you flip it and boom, it's a surprise blocker on a flyer. It just so good. It's perfect for what this deck wants to do. These are pretty high on the list of what I want to add. I guess if I had to choose one, I think, I don't even know which one's the best. They're all pretty equal. Even Serum Visions is contender. Let's just remove them all. Arcane Denial is like up there. I would have to have a really good reason to bring in Twist Reality versus Arcane Denial. Arcane Denial is just so powerful. Crop Rotation. Crop Rotation is a maybe, I think, but it's a really good one. It's even better if I add Crop Rotation. I also want to add like one or both of these as powerful options to find. Same with Shifting Woodland. Like if I add some or all of these like lands that aren't just the fetch lands, that makes Crop Rotation better. So we might consider those as excuse me, kind of a package. So, but for now, let's put all of these in considering. Horizon is actually like, I really want to get this in because being able to drop a land from our hand onto the battlefield is just so good in this deck. So I mentioned earlier, like I just end up with land stuck in my hand. This is a great way to use those. So let's put these all in considering. Roiling would be really good, but we have a lot of effects like that, so it's a maybe. Okay, Ghostly Flicker's a maybe. All right, so if we consider all of these as the definites, which I think I could remove one of these three, let's just move out Hongify for now because it's the more expensive one. So let's say I go with this, these 5 cards. What's our total? We got 919 plus 509 plus 260. So that's 1697. That gives us another $8 to work with and 5 cards. I kind of like that. I think this is a good foundation. Like if I were just to add all 5 of these cards, I'd be very, very happy. I really want to add at least one, probably two more lands, because right now we're at, what is it, 36? Oh, that counts the fetch we already added. So this brings us to 37. So I would like to add one more land, getting us back to 38. I think 38 is a good number for this deck, but I'm not that. I wouldn't be that broken up about it, given that we're adding Horizon of Progress potentially, which lets us like dump land from our hand, and Ancient Greedwarn lets us play from the graveyard. So that makes it so we need less land, right? Because every time we play a land from the graveyard, that's one less we need in hand to draw. And it's really easy to get lands in the graveyard with this deck. It just happens naturally all the time with Manifest Dread. Okay, so let's go with these 5 as like the definites, and then what are we missing in terms of what we wanted to add, I guess. So board wipes, right? 1,000 wins. I like 1,000 wins. I want to test it. I got a copy. I think I want to try to get this in. And it's cheap. It's nice to have a 12-cent card that gives us more room on the budget. So for the 4 cards we have remaining, we still have around $8, meaning, like, let's sort by price for a sec. Like, what's the most expensive card of this that I'd love to add? Shifting Woodland is up there. Bane of Progress, let's just get that out. I think we're good. We've got 2 mass board wipes of enchantments artifacts. I think that's fine. 6. I haven't played this card yet. I really think it would be good here. I think it would be sweet. Shifting Woodland. I think it's one or the other in terms of these, because they both help us use our graveyard. So 6 is cool because it's a creature that we can flip, but Shifting Woodland we could flip too if we Manifest Dread it. Tough one. Maybe we'll come back to this decision depending on like what we have in terms of budget. Because right now we've got, let's do the math again. I think the only thing I added was the 1,000 wins, but I'm just going to do it over. 5.09 plus 2.69 minus 25. Got 791. Okay, so what am I most interested in? We got the board wipe in, right? What else did we want? We wanted more removal. We added 1, 2, kind of 2.5 pieces, right? So that's good. And the 1,000 wins. So I think we're good on removal. We're good on board wipes. Protection, we got the March. We got the Arcane Denial. That covers counters. Tamiyo's Safekeeping. Did I not see that? Was it not in my considering? That's one I want to think about. So let's put that as an option. How much is it? Oh my god, really? No. Oh, still, this is a common. Man, check your bulk. Huh. $3. Crazy. Well, I don't know if I want to pay $3 for it. How much is like Tyvar's? Is this cheaper? Kind of does the same thing. Tyvar stand $1.57. Whoops. Man, these are pricey. All right, let's put this in considering. There may be another option too. We can like look, check creature, value 1. Yeah, let's just see what. Is it protects creature? Oh, okay. Let's do order EDH. All right, Tamiyo's. Yeah, right. Commander's Plate. Ooh, look at that. Iron Man. Sick. More to come on that. Stay tuned. Okay. This gives hexproof only. Don't love that. I like hexproof and indestructible. Ooh, Sylvan Safekeeper is only $1.56. Ooh. Yes, please. Well, that got so cheap. Thank you, MH3 reprint. This used to be like a $20 card. Wow. $1.50? Heck yeah. we already have this. It's just not showing up. Essence Slug returns right away, so this doesn't help against board wipe. Although, like, I don't think I've seen any board wipes from anyone. But whatever. It's still, of course, like if I add something that doesn't protect against a board wipe, it's like going to be the time they play it. That's just how it goes, right? Hexproof. So I want like hexproof and indestructible. So let's just see. I think, yeah, these are the only options. No wonder they're so expensive. What does this do? Power 4 or greater. Oh, that's a shame. This would be a fun card in this deck. Trojan Horse, bitches. This is a fun card, though. I want to play this in some kind of deck. Okay. I love Sylvan Safekeeper that we found that. Yeah, look. And this is probably was more before, too. Okay. Love that. Love Sylvan Safekeeper. It's the perfect card for this deck because, like, we have lands we can sack. No big deal. We can replay them from the graveyard. This is just great. We can set it up in advance and then protect Zimone right away. Dude, if this card is across from you, it's so frustrating. Like, and, you know, if there's a better way to know if a card's going to be good to add to your deck, I don't know much better way than to say, like, I absolutely hate playing against this card. That's probably a card you want to put in your deck, you know, because others are going to feel the same way. And this is a quintessential example of that, Sylvan Safekeeper. This is across from the board from you. You're just like pulling your hair out over it. It's so frustrating. Okay, so this, where's our calc? So let's add $56. All right, we got 630 left. We added some more protection. I think like the rest, we covered pretty much all these points, right? So I think the rest, we can just add what we want, you know, and there's only 3 slots left. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, 3 slots left and 630. Okay, so, you know, Pongify would be just great. Like, if I just, so we've got a land, this gets us to 37. So I think adding another land is not super important, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. So, especially given that we added Sylvan Safekeeper, like having another land is not bad. So if I just look through this list and think like, what are the cards I would love to add the most? This is, I'm going to just cut stuff that I don't want. Roiling Regrowth, don't need it. You know, what if we went with the like demo field plus crop rotation package? We can skip the graveyard hate because I already added one piece of graveyard hate. So, okay, so let's just try this out. So let's add, or let's get this out of here. Let's get Scavenger Grounds out. I don't think, you know, maybe we end up adding one of these cheap lands, but I don't think so. Twist Reality, let's take it out for now. Don't care about this. Ghostly Flicker would be fun. I like the idea of that. Okay. Let's say we skip Shifting Woodland. Let's go. Can we get 6? How much do we have? 635. 6 plus crop rotation already puts us pretty much over, right? Plus 396 plus 231. That gives us 8 cents left. Is there an 8-cent card? Oh, man. I would love if there's like an 8-cent land we could add. Are any of these replaceable? Not really. It's tough. Non-negotiables are pretty much Horizon. I just love this card. I don't want to cut it. Safekeeper, I'm all in for. I'm here for this little guy. He's such a bitch. Yes. This could switch out for something cheaper, but that'd be sad to do so. This card's just so good. Unconditional counter, just so good for colorless. And the drawing stuff, like, if you think that is a downside, you're wrong. And it's a little complicated to understand why, but there are videos on it. So check those out. Like, look up, like, just go on YouTube and look up, like, is Arcane Denial good? Or, like, why is Arcane, something like that. You'll find it. There's lots of, math that people have done. It's just trust me, though. If you don't care to do that, just trust me that this card is really good. Okay, do I care about 6 is the question. I kind of do. But I also think, like, the deck's working really well, so just getting in a bunch of, like, really nice, like, pieces would be pretty good. Like, crop rotation is just, like, so good. Even doing something like crop rotation for a bounce land to, like, make sure you hit a land drop the following turn, just so good. You can reset Mosswort Bridge. I did that in a game where I crop rotationed away my Mosswort Bridge and then replayed it from the graveyard. That was really good. I really like crop rotation. It's a land sack. Oh, that's another reason Sylvan Safekeeper is good too. We can reset our, like, powerful lands like Mosswort Bridge. All right, let's put this in. Now let's reset how much we have. 269 plus 40 plus 10, 87. Okay, so we have, like, a little under or a little over $4 left for, what is this? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can add 2 cards for 404. Oh yeah, this is the same thing I was just calculating. Is there no land that works for 8 cents? Let me just go back to my main deck. Do I have anything that isn't in this considering? Type. Land. Let's sort by price. I think I replicated everything. Yeah. Dang. What kind of counters do we have that are maybe a little tiny bit cheaper than Arcane Denial? This is 5 cents. Yeah. Negate. It's just like, Negate's really good, but, like, it just always ends up that, like, I know it's not always, but it feels like it ends up like every time you put a Negate over Arcane Denial, you're like, okay, of course, this is a game where they played Bane of Progress and not, like, Farewell. And you're like, oh, I guess I can't counter that and I lose. So I hate these conditional counters. Like, you want your counter to work when you need it. There's some that are fine, like, for You Can't Refuse is good enough because it's 1 mana. But, like, man, that can be so frustrating when you have a negate and you could have had Arcane Denial. Just the flexibility of knowing you can counter anything, period. Just so good. And the deck already has, like, regular counterspell. We added Void Slime, which is good. Putting in this other one, I wouldn't be terribly opposed to that. But then, like, there's those games where you're like, oh, I wish I had a 2 mana counterspell because, like, it's the same thing. Like, having 3 mana is just like, oof, it feels bad sometimes to play this. I'd love to add Force of Will or Fierce Guardianship, but I heard that those cards are a little bit expensive. Who knew? I don't know what to do. I feel like these videos always get to this point where I'm, like, so close and I just can't make it work. Okay, let's forget about 6. I've got 404. What other things could I do? Noxious Revival would be nice. What if I just added these 2? That's like 362. Noxious Revival would give me 69 cents. Nice. Ghostly Flicker. I could go Ghostly Flicker, Noxious Revival. It's kind of interesting. Ghostly Flicker's nice. It's protection. It's, like, re-triggers landfall. It, like, is a flexible card that I'd like to kind of play around with a little bit more. Noxious Revival, is that the best of all of these? I'm hyper focusing on getting it so close to the like amount. I should not do that. Like price is not always correlated with like the best card to add. So I need to not focus on that. Like what are just the two best cards here? That's what I need to think about. What do I need the most? I think we don't need another land. Although if I were to add one, it might be like Demo Field. What if I did like this? I don't think so. Moved it to main deck. Oh, is that how you move stuff to main deck? You just move it to the same board it's already in? Oh man, I think I just discovered something. Okay, well that was sweet. I'm glad I did that by accident. Okay, these are just here temporarily. Probably not going to happen. Serum Visions. What if I just added like Preordain and Ponder? Or like Serum Visions and Preordain? Because like, you know what? I think Pongify is important enough. We just have so little removal and there's so many annoying creatures. Yeah. Adding blue cards is good too, since we're adding March. Blue cards have a little bit extra value, just like when you're playing Force of Will. Okay, so let's get. I'm so happy that I learned this. So, what I learned, in case you missed it, is like the keyboard shortcut to add a card to the sideboard is Alt 3. It's not showing up here because it's already in the sideboard. So if I hit Alt 3 when it's already in the sideboard, it just puts it in the main deck, which is what I was asking for earlier. I wish they made that more apparent, but I'm glad I figured it out because that's going to be really good for me. I love the keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so Ghostly Flicker's in. I like that. And then Pongify, I think, is the one we really want. Noxious Revival is like basically another removal spell, but it puts it on top. And putting it on top is only good if we're wanting to manifest Dread it. So what if we add Pongify? This gives us some room on the budget, I think. So let's go back to just type, or let's go to no grouping, just so I can get a single number. All right, so we've got 2388 in the main deck. I mean, that's all we need to know. So we've got $1.12 to work with. So like we could upgrade something now if there's anything that is just a strict upgrade. And I don't know that there is. Like, is there any 1-mana removal that are better than Pongify and Rapid Hybridization? I don't really think so. Let's just look, I guess. Removal, creature, order, EDH rack. I mean, it's going to show us like the most popular cards first. We want mana value 1. We could look at like mana value less than 3, so like 1 and 2. Okay, and then let's say like USD less than 5. Look at that. Top 2. Reality Shift. Exiles it, they manifest. That's cool. That's cute. It's like on theme, right? Give them a manifest. I don't know if we have any like specific synergy with that, but it's still cute. And it's only 24 cents. I like that. Ooh, Snap. I'm a big fan of Snap. Don't think this deck needs it, but love this card. Don't want Kenriths. It's an enchantment. Curse of the Swine. I'm always impressed with this card. Almost always. Like when people played against me, I'm always like, man, that's so good. Just like wrecked so many creatures. It's like potentially single target for just 3 mana. It sucks that it's sorcery speed, but what if we added this? Let's put this in considering. And this. So like, what if we added Curse of the Swine and then took out like whatever the most expensive removal is, or what's the card that's least important? First of all, like what are we at here? We still have 96 cents to work with. So what if we took out Pongify? because we put in the March instead. This gives us, we're at 10, right? So, and this gives us 325 to work with. So that means I could swap out like Ghostly Flicker, which is like probably the least important of everything I'm adding. Or even like crop rotation. Actually, if I took out Ghostly Flicker, then we have 388. All right, 388 to work with. Come on, 6. So close. Ooh, go down. We have 389 now. Yeah, plus 1 cent. Winning. 388. Doesn't 6 get more expensive? Oh my god. Okay, we're just sorted by price. Is there anything? Oh, I thought that was 388. 380, open the way. No, don't care about these cards. Trying to think how these games play out. So I love Sylvan. I want to test 1,000 wins. I don't think I think this is cuttable, but like I just want to test it. Curse of the Swine's. Is Curse of the Swine good enough? Maybe I don't love this. Because if it were an instant, like definitely, but I just don't like the sorcery speed removal. It just feels so inflexible. Okay. And this means we have 1 spot. What else could we cut in theory? We've got 2 pieces of removal. Would love to add 1 more. We've got like $4 to work with. Stuff that is cuttable is crop rotation. Okay, now we have 635. Is that right? I think so. 635. Let's just put Shifting Woodland back in here for a sec, because you love that card, although would want to add it with crop rotation, as I mentioned earlier. It's not strictly necessary that we do that. Okay, this would be adding 2 land plus the 1 fetch, so that would put us up to 39. But I could like swap out another land for secret plans. There were some things in here that I like would prefer not to cut, like secret plans maybe. Whenever a permanent is turned face up, draw a card. So this sucks if you flip an instant or sorcery, but like if you flip any permanent, which is usually what you're going to be manifesting dread, like it's pretty rare that you hit 2 non-permanents with the top 2. We're not running that many instant sorceries, so it's only 21 misses. So to get 2 of those in a row on top, it just doesn't happen that often. And then we're adding some more, right? We're adding, like right now it's 1, 2, 3, just 3. It's like the same percentage, basically 30%, a little higher than the percent we're at now, but like it's okay. 24, 22. What did I put in? Oh, the Shifting Woodland. Oh, that's nice. So can we get crop rotation in too? What happened to crop rotation? I feel like I'm getting too hung up on like getting in woodland and crop rotation. The question is woodland good enough to make it worth it? Like, what can woodland do for us? I should probably think about. So like it can become a copy of the permanent till end of turn. So we can ignore all of our instant sorceries, those won't matter. Becoming a copy of like Scroll of Fate, Sensei's Divining Top, those are both good. Threats can be like good if you just need a value play. Primordial Mist is a nice one. You can like get this effect if you need it. That's pretty good. Came from the Pipes is decent because like if I was going to make a bunch of face-down creatures somehow, that could be good. Nezahal is great. Potentially Sun Quan, like this is a really good one to become a copy of when you need it. Just like boom from your graveyard. That's sick. I like that. Hullbreaker, insane. Coma's like whatever. It's kind of hard to make it work. I don't even think you can make it work. So you'd have to make it. You don't get priority before the beginning of their upkeep, so that doesn't work. Ashaya is good, really good. You can like have landfalls on your creatures till end of turn. That's sick. This is really good. I feel like it's really good. There's a lot of really good stuff here. So, Sphinx is really good. Yeah, I'm liking the Shifting Woodland. It's looking pretty hot. We've got one slot. No, we've got 2 slots. And we have 78 cents. I could go Bant Panorama. No, I'm already adding land. I don't need another land. Nothing's cheap enough to work with. I have 78 cents. I could go Ghostly Flicker plus 15-cent card. What are my options for 15-cent cards or less? Curse of the Swine? Oh, baby. Is that a thing? Or is it just better? What did I add? Did I get in Rapid and Pongify? I didn't. Okay, so Curse of the Swine's looking good in that case, because we do want another piece of removal. Curse of the Swine plus Ghostly Flicker? Oh my god. Is it meant to be? I'm sure you guys are like sick of me at this point if you're still watching. If you are still watching, thank you. Just looking through. I kind of love this. I would love to if we could have snuck in crop rotation. How much is it? 230. Like we'd have to trade it for Horizon, which I don't want to do, or do some sort of other finagling. But like, man, look at this. Like, come on. I mean, come on. Yeah. A lot of blue cards, right? 5 blue cards to go with March. I like that. 2 land, 2 phenomenal land. I think we're doing this. I love this. Heck yeah. You made it. Thanks for watching this whole time. Really appreciate it. I'm so happy with all the support I've been getting from you guys. Like, I just want to thank you so much. It's been really rewarding, and a lot of this has been a learning experience for me. Like, it's been tough. I'm figuring a lot of this out as I go, including stuff like the audio, which has been an absolute nightmare for me. I know it's still not perfect, but I think it's better. Please let me know if you feel like the audio is better than it used to be. And if I still want to know if like it's not perfect. Like if there's any particular video or if there's anything about every video where you're like, oh, I wish the audio was like better for whatever reason, please let me know. And even better, if you know how to help, like I would love some help because I'm not good. I've like fucked with all of the like audio settings in OBS for, oh my god, so many hours. I've gotten like 3 new mics. It's just been like a huge headache for me. Like all of this has been a ton of work. It's not what I do. I'm not good at it. I've watched videos. It's just been very hard for me. So if you feel like you can help me and you want to help me, I would be eternally grateful. Please like join my Discord. And by the way, if you haven't already joined my Discord, please do so. The link is in the description below. Discord's really easy to use if you're not familiar with it. I wasn't either. It's just like a chat room. Like it's nothing really more than that. Like it can do more, but like that's all it is. So we're just a chat room that talks about Magic, and it's pretty fun, and that's it. So check it out. You can message me directly. You can ask me about your decks. I can help you. Although I'm like pretty behind on helping people with their decks because I got back from Vegas and my life's been in shambles since. I just have stuff everywhere. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but thank you for all the feedback. Please continue to leave me comments and let me know. I need that assurance because I'm like self-conscious and just need it. So give it to me, please. I'm only halfway joking. Join my Discord, like and subscribe if you haven't already. That's really meaningful to me because like it's hard growing a new channel. So like please let me know your feedback and your thoughts and if you liked it and if you didn't, and anything you want to share is helpful for me. So thanks for watching. I'm going to post a gameplay video following this. Hope you enjoy it. And this is Matt from Surf City TCG signing off.
Is it just the same thing, Surf City?
Pardon?
Is it just Surf City?
Surf City TCG, just like in my name.
Surf City TCG. Do you know what? I'll check that out after this
I'll check
game.
it out, yeah. Why not?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Why
I,
not?
I'm gonna.
I keep seeing streamers on here, but I don't really use Twitch, so it's good to find someone that's on YouTube.
Do you stream on YouTube as well?
I don't stream at all. No.
Oh, okay. It's just you're
I'm pretty bad at.
it.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at all this, so I'm
That's
just
all right.
doing my best. Actually, I set up. I have a hand camera, so you can see my hand during the game. So that's the most advanced thing I have.
Oh, shoot!
Like that.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks. All right, I'm going to randomize us 3 times. Here goes.
There we go.
Once, twice, thrice.
Yay!
Hold on. Let me get you like that, and then let's do a little cut. Oh, that went horribly. All right.
Is that the?
I'll take them all again.
One, or is that the main set?
It's the Precon one.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh god, what are the prime numbers again?
It lists them on the card, I think, though.
True.
Oh yeah, it does.
I think if you go on Spelltable, it names like it goes for a while.
I think it goes up to like 30 or something, which is an absurd amount of lands. But I'll try to keep this hand. We'll see how it goes. It might come back to bite me really badly, but
Take my first mulligan.
Let's see what we got.
This hand is unplayable. I guess I'm going to 6.
I'll keep mine.
I guess I can keep this hand. It's not terrible, I guess.
Right. Can I get a playable hand?
Yes.
This. Ooh. I guess I'll have to try it. All right, I'm going to bottom this card. And I'm ready. Good luck and have fun.
Have fun. All right, I will draw. I will play Verdant Catacombs. I will crack it, grab a shock, and play a Gifter Supplier. A lot of things. After that, I'll mill 3 and end up passing.
Umori. All creature, old Rutstein? That's cool.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I too will play a fetch, but I'll play a Fabled Passage. I'll fetch out a mountain and pass turn.
I milled 2 lands and a Fiend Artisan.
Okay, draw for turn. Not really what I wanted to see. I'll play a tap Hinterland Harbor and pass.
I will play a forest and pass.
No. I will play a Blooming Marsh. I will tap for 2, play Decky, and then I will pass.
Okay, I will untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play a Mount Doom as my land for turn. God, there's a glare over here. I will then just play a Dark Confidant.
Ooh.
I'll take 1 for Mount Doom, and then I will pass my turn.
Tap upkeep, draw. Bam. All right. Horizon of Progress and pass.
Okay, draw card. I'll play a swamp. I will tap 2 for a Sorin of House Markov, and I will pass.
Untap and draw. I will play a. Let's go Underwood Stadium, and I will tap for 3. Play my commander, Old Rutstein. When he enters, I will mill 1 card. It's a Jiraga Tree Speaker, so I'll make a 1/1 bug token. I will pass.
I will untap. Upkeep trigger from Dark Confidant. I will reveal the top card of my library. It is a Black Market Connections. I will lose 3 and put that to hand. And then I'll draw for turn. I will play a tapped Smoldering Marsh, since I do not control 2 or more basic lands. I will then lose 1 life for tapping Mount Doom, and I'll play a Arcane Signet. Say go.
Sure. And step, I will brainstorm. Draw 3, put 2 from my hand on top. Oh boy. I'm in big trouble. All right. So I'll put these 2 on top. And then I'll end my turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play this forest and pass.
All right, untap, draw a card. Ooh. Right. Well, that kind of sucks. Yeah, I pass, so no land. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand, so no discard.
Untap, I will mill a card. It is a Mosswar Bridge, so I'll make a treasure. And I'll draw for turn. I will play. Let's see. Check for 3. I'll play a Tato Farmer. And then I will play a Echoing Deeps. It'll come in as a copy of the Mosswar Bridge. I'm going to hide away 4. And I will put this card under the quote-unquote Mosswar Bridge. And then I will get 2 rad counters from my Tato Farmer. So I'll just use this to track it. Then I will pass turn.
Yep. I'll untap. Upkeep trigger. I will reveal a Accursed Marauder. I'll lose 2 life. This is the one that ETBs. Each player would sack a non-token creature.
Mhm.
And then I'll draw a turn. I will pay 2 for Juri, Master of the Revue. Whenever a player would sack a permanent, he gets a counter. When he dies, he does that much damage equal to his power at any time.
It's whenever you sack a permanent, not
Yeah,
anyone.
Yeah, me. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess there really is no good time, so I'll just play Marionette Apprentice, losing 1 to Mount Doom. Whenever another
One or the counter.
I control is put into a graveyard. For the battlefield, it's put on leave 1. And then fabricate 1, I will make a 1/1 Thopter. No, I'll just put a counter on it. It's fine.
Okay.
And then I'll pass turn.
End step, I'm going to sack the Horizon to draw a card. Looks weird, but I have a reason. Tap, upkeep, draw. Bop. Okay. I'm going to discard the hand side. I mean, it's still valid, but I was hoping to draw a land there. I'll discard the hand size. It's a wonder and pass.
Okie doke. I will draw for turn as well.
Yeah, I feel like we're in huge trouble with Jay.
Yeah, I'm gonna discard the hand size as well, discarding a Great Oak Guardian, and
I went to 6 and kept a 2-lander, but there's a 39 land deck, so I was like, I'll get there.
Yeah, I have 40 lands in this deck. I can't believe I haven't seen any.
Jesus. I'll untap and mill a Protean Hulk. I'll make a bug. And I will draw for turn. I'm going to. Oh, you know what? I have to also mill for my red counters. So I'll mill 2. A Weremite and a Birds of Paradise. I will go to combat. Mulligan, what you got over there? You got Commander.
1/1, 2/1, 2/3.
I will attack you with my Stitcher Supplier for a 1.
I will. Yeah, I will not kill it. I'll take 1.
Okay. I will tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and crack the treasure for 5. Play O'Hare Cosmom, Deepest Growth. And I will pass.
Yep. I will untap. Upkeep. I'll reveal a Shadowblood Ridge. I'll lose 0. And then I will draw for turn. I will play the Ridge as my land for turn, and then I will play a Cursed Marauder. Each opponent will sacrifice a non-token creature.
I'll sacrifice Stitcher Supplier.
Each player, including
Each player will sacrifice a non-token. If you don't have one, you just don't take it. And then when he dies, Marionette and Juri will trigger. So each opponent would lose 1 life, and then he will get a counter.
I'm going to mill 3 from the Stitcher Supplier dying.
Yep.
Titania, Juhira, and Ancient Tomb.
And then I'll lose 1 for tapping Mount Doom, and I'll play an Ophiomancer. At the beginning of each upkeep, if I don't control a snake, I make a 1/1 black snake with Death Touch.
Is that each upkeep?
Yeah, each
If I don't control one, yes, I'll make one on
Ooh,
each.
very nice.
And then I will pass turn to.
On your end step, I'm gonna just tap my tail
Hold
card.
on, I have priority. Sorry, I'm gonna do something too. I'll discard Altanek the Thrake's called to return a land from my graveyard to the battlefield. Say Horizon of Progress.
I'm
No,
gonna
pass priority.
tap my tail man to reanimate my Ancient Tomb.
Did I lose the life for this? I don't think I did it on the screen, did I?
2 red counters. I'm not sure.
No
I'm just
idea.
gonna go down one. If it matters at the end, I don't really care. It's a game of Magic. It's supposed to be fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You
All
done?
right. Is everybody else good on the step? Okay. Pass it over to Surf City, and then in his upkeep, I cannot control Snake. So I will make a 1/2. No, it's a 1/1 black to touch Snake. I don't know if I have a token, but
draw for turn. Fuck my life. All right, I'll play a paranormal analyst and pass.
Sick. All right.
Yes.
Untap. Draw. I will. I drew a playable card, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna play Revive the Shire. Return target permanent from my graveyard to my hand and create a food. I'm gonna return Saurian. And I will make a food. Do I have any food? I have some.
Let's go.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in hand. I will discard a Gwenhir, Greatest of the Eagles. Pass.
On tap. Upkeep, I will mill a card. It is a Old Stick Fingers. I'll make another bug. And then I will draw for turn, and then I'll mill 2 off my rad counters. White of the Reliquary and Marin. So I'll lose 2. Get rid of the rad counters. I will go to combat. Matt, I think I'm gonna attack you with O'Hare Chasm for 6 with trample.
Sure.
When he deals combat damage, I will look at reveal the top 6 cards of my library and get a creature and/or land onto the battlefield.
I thought it goes to your hand, right?
No, it's on the battlefield. It's crazy.
Oh.
Dothy, Nylea, Viscera Seer, Mana Confluence, Sakura Tribe Elder, Eladamri Corvectal. Let's get Nylea and Mana Confluence. Rest go to bottom of my library. Alright. And then land came in, so I'm gonna get 2 rad counters. Then I'm gonna tap for, let's see. How big's Ophiomancer? 2/3?
Ophiomancer is a 2/2.
2/2. Okay. I'm gonna tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, 5. I'll take 2 from the Ancient Tomb. I will play a Massacre Worm.
Oh, snap. That's dead. That dies. I like my whole board. Holy shit.
You will lose 2 life for each creature that dies. So everything gets -2/-2.
So each of y'all would lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'll lose 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the marionette. And then Juri was power 2, so he'll point 2 damage at. Does anybody have anything that's power 2 or less?
I have bugs.
This guy's is.
Do you mean toughness 2 or less, right?
Yeah, toughness.
This is a 1/3, so you could kill it, or you could kill one of Ian's things since he just wiped your board. Your call.
No, it's only 1 damage, right? No, so 2. It's a 1/1
2.
with a 1/1 counter, so it would be 2 damage total.
I'll just point it at Ian's.
This is 0/1 right now because it got -2/-2.
It got -2/-2. Dude, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then let's see. After that, I think I
And then I lose 2 for each, so that's 10.
Yeah,
so
2 for each.
20.
Sorry, how much did we lose from Marionette?
I think
4, right?
You lose 4 from Marionette from me. I lost
Okay.
10 from Worm, and then Ian lost 2 from Juri.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that, I am good to pass.
Oh, you do it to his face, not to a creature?
Yeah,
I
he does.
couldn't kill anything besides a token.
All my creatures are a little too chunky.
So I will draw for turn. I will play a mountain. I will then play a One Ring.
Ooh.
Nice.
Jeez. Not a power level 7 card, in my opinion.
He just got his board with. Give him some curry.
Well, when you get it in the bundle, when they were only $40, I think it's fine.
I don't.
Disagree,
Wait,
but
weren't the
proceed.
bundles $60? I think it was 60. I can't remember. It was whenever the bundles like first were previewed.
That's a bracket 4 card.
All right, I'll just run Soul Ring.
Oh, you're fine. Just
No, you're.
I'm joking. I don't need that.
2 players are already completely out of the game, so it's like 1v1.
Listen, next turn I'm gonna get this land. It's over.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna about draw land, turn it all around.
I will. Is there anything on his board that's like super outlandish that I should get rid of?
That Osier Castle,
Yeah, I was gonna say O'Hare probably if you want to get rid of
but
something.
it flips into a land and he can just get it back. So unless you have exile, I wouldn't.
Oh no, I don't have exile. Okay.
Nylea is indestructible.
Yeah, I can't get rid of that. I don't have toxic deluge.
Massacre Worm, I guess. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's done its thing.
Well, you're at 20, so Massacre Worm's not a bad choice.
I think I'm just gonna pass for now. Anything on my step?
Nope.
All right. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What's on your end step?
No, I was asking because my end step has been the party end step.
Oh, untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, cast a growth spiral. Let's try again.
Let's go.
Draw. Hey, I'll put this land in via growth spiral, so I'll still miss my land drop this turn. Lol. Pass.
All right, check this out. 1, 2, draw. Look at this. Tap 2, Soren, House of House. He's not a house. He's from the house of House Markov.
Counter it. Just kidding.
Counter.
Get or not.
On her end step, I would like to pay 2.
Oh shoot! Do I have to discard it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 7 cards in hand.
I'm gonna activate
Nice.
Shigeki, and I'm gonna return him to my hand to reveal the top 4 and put a land on the battlefield and the rest into my graveyard. So top 4: World Shaper, Fabled Passage, Toski, and Dryad Arbor. I think I'll get Fabled Passage, which will give me 2 more rad counters, and the rest will go to my graveyard.
I love that Dryad Arbor's art. It's such a good art.
It's a classic. Untap, I will mill for Rutstein. It is a Oracle Moldiah. I will make a bug and draw for turn. And then I will mill 4 from Potato Farmer. Erebos, Souls of the Lost, Boggart Trawler, who is not a land, and Ramonap Excavator. So I'm going to take 4. I have not milled any lands yet from the rad counters. Okie dokie. Let's see. I will tap. What do I got? Oh, One Ring just came down last turn, right?
Yeah.
Spooky.
Oh yes. It came down this turn.
Word. What to do? I am going to my graveyard and see what we can do with the file. Approximately nothing is the answer. I'm gonna go to combat. Let's see. You just got Soren. You just got Buddy. Jay, I'm gonna attack you with. I don't know. It's Soren of Death Touch or anything? Just lifelink?
He has lifelink and extort.
Oh god, I just feel bad now. I'm gonna send Nylea and the Massacre Worm at you, Jay, and I'll send O'Hare at you, Matt.
How big is Nylea?
A 5/6 and Massacre Worm
5,
6/5.
6. Well, I guess I'll take a 11. No blocks, yeah.
Take it.
Okay.
Right.
I will reveal the top 6. Okay, let's get a Spymaster Vault and a Hoarding Broodlord.
That card is like a 20-cent card, and it's so good.
Broodlord's so good. If no one has a response, I'm gonna go get a magic card.
He is from like one of the worst sets ever made.
True.
What set was it?
It was it March of Machines? Or no, yeah, March of Machines, right? Yeah.
Arch of the Machine's one of the worst sets ever? Are you insane?
I thought he was from the Aftermath set, wasn't he?
One of the lowest
No.
sets.
I actually really like Aftermath. I know it's common to hate on it, but there's so many good cards from it.
I mean, it's not really like it was just a weird set, man.
Yeah, it was weird, that's for sure. But
Like if it had more like more uncommon and commons to fill it up that were like newer, it would have been better because it had such a low rare mythic rate, like printings, and then the packs itself.
well, yeah, the packs were weird, but they were good. Like it was all uncommons, rares, and mythics. Like I don't think there are any commons in that set. So it's just like a set with no commons.
Yeah, it's just I think it needed more.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do some provoke action here. Let's have the 4 bugs, and then these 2 guys, and a black mana. And I will cast my Bringer of the Last Gift.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Essentially,
Put us out of our misery.
Any response to this?
No, that's pretty good.
All right, well, let's sack our creatures. O'Hare will become a land, I guess.
I was so close to flipping this guy as well. It would have been over.
We all put our stuff on it, or is it just you?
Everyone.
Everyone.
It's living day.
Oh, okay.
I'll put Rutstein in my command zone.
Oh, wait, hold on. Then each player returns all creature cards from their graveyard.
Yeah,
that weren't
you
there
get
week.
this.
Hold up. Hold up.
Oh, yeah. It's it.
All of that discarding to hand size finally paying off.
Mm-hmm. All planned.
Oh, yeah.
Holy snap.
I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Okay.
Wait, what happened? What the hell?
I've been milling a lot, if you couldn't tell. I have a couple of ETB triggers. I have Citrus Supplier, so I'm going to mill 3.
So yours resolve last.
Yeah. It would go me.
Does anyone have ETB
Then
triggers?
it would be Surf, and then it would be Jay, then Surf, then me, then you.
Yeah.
I have a ETB trigger, yeah. When my Great Oak Guardian enters, I'm going to give all my creatures +2/+2 until end of turn. So,
Oh, get wrecked, Ian.
Oh my god, I'm
I know you were planning to knock me out here, but sorry, buddy.
What do I do now?
I have nothing.
All I have is a Cursed, and is Fabricate an ETB or a cat?
Yeah,
ETB.
Should be ETB.
Okay. Is there anything over there that cares about small creatures with like minus effects that's on your board right now, Ian? That you're aware of?
Negative.
Okay, I'll just make a 1/1 Thopter.
Well, actually, Massacre Worms should have seen everything die, I think, because it all dies at the same time. So
no,
I think
that
we
was
missed
all.
that.
That was all Ian's. I didn't have anything.
Yeah, I know, but like we missed that. is what I'm saying. Like, we should have all lost at least 2.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
two-
yeah, Massacre was on the board.
Because, like, what,
Right.
you and Jay are
I had
both-
1, Jay had
I would've
1,
lost
and
too.
then Juri, did you have any creatures out?
I don't think he did.
No. I only had the 1 ring.
He had the
Well,
one
it
ring.
doesn't protect against this though.
No.
no,
Okay. Oh, I see. You only had the ring. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we're good then.
That's all
So
we
that's
had.
done.
I put it at the top of my library.
So a cursive would ETB again. Everybody would have to sacrifice a non-token,
I will sacrifice Protein Hulk.
which would trigger Marionette. So each opponent would lose 1.
I
And
think we're
then
just dead
he would
though. He's
trigger
about
making
to
a
Protein
doctor.
Hulk.
Is it a Thopter?
Yeah, I have a Protein
Yeah,
Hulk.
it is a doctor.
Like, does it have flying? Is what I mean. Not Marionette.
Oh, it's a servo or it's a
Oh,
servo.
it's a servo.
Servo.
It's not a Thopter.
I don't believe any of this matters. He's about to Protein Hulk and kill
Yeah,
everyone.
no, you're right. I don't know why I'm asking because it's pointless.
All right. After that, that's
What are
all
you
mine.
getting? Do you have a win?
Hold on, let's see. Probably just a short Conrad on top of my library, but probably just another 1 drop. Yeah, Conrad and insert 1 drop here. Let's get something with colors on it. Let's get Viscerous here. Why not?
Servos were just 1/1s, right?
Yeah.
Because my
Yeah.
servo is a 1/1 token, so I didn't know if that was what it was or not.
Yeah, that's what they are.
So 1/1. Servo.
Yeah, I mean, some have like the name servos, and they'll be like 0/1s or like 2/2s. So I was like, I don't know if this one makes the 1/1 token or not.
I don't think there are
right.
any non-1/1 servos that I know
I don't
of.
know. I was just asking because usually Thopters have flying and the servos don't.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what they made.
Yeah, it's a servo. You're right.
Yeah.
Are there any other ETBs that you guys have?
Nope. That was all my ETBs and my death trigger.
Okay. I also get an experience counter on Marin for any relevant reason. I have a Stitcher Supplier trigger, so I'm gonna mill 3. Fauna Shaman, land, and an Underrealm Lich. I milled a land, so I'll gain 2 off Titania. And then I still have Library Revealed. I have a Boggart Trawler trigger, so I'm gonna exile someone's graveyard. Matt, I'm gonna just get you because you said it was relevant before.
Oh
and
no.
I think that's all my triggers. So yeah. I forgot it's still my turn, Jesus. Lay a Takenuma for turn. And then all my dudes got Summoning Sickness, so I guess I will just pass the turn.
Let's see. On your end step.
Yep.
See, I don't want to play this card because it's also power level probably 4. So I'm not going to. The minute else said power level.
Just
Take
end,
any
put us
chance you
out of
can
our
to win right
misery.
now. Yeah.
No. It would just
Please.
it would just level out the board again, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Just do it.
All right. I'm a vampiric tutor, and then I'm gonna draw whatever I tutor for with this. It's
I'm
gonna be a board wipe, by the way.
gonna respond to Vampire Tutor.
Okay.
I am going to let's see. Like we gotta do some counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna activate Viscerous here to sack a lot of my creatures. I'll just sack Citrus Flyer first because it actually does a trigger here. 1, 2.
Are you sure you don't want to do that? Like when I am done tutoring, or
I'm wondering. Oh shit! Wondering is still active, huh? I'll just mill. Okay. I'll just let you keep going. Have fun. I keep forgetting. Wondering happened last turn. I did mill 3 creatures, and I did get 1 kill, so you guys will lose 4 life from Sir Conrad. If you take damage, so Wondering will keep you safe.
Is it 4 damage or 4 loss of life?
4 damage.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know if I have anything that's like too impactful, so I think the only board wipe I do have in this entire deck is not the greatest, but it's fine. All right, I'll put this card on top, and then I will activate the One Ring to draw it. Any response?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, this is correct. And then, are you passing it over to me?
Yep.
Okay. I will go to my turn. I'll untap. Upkeep trigger, the One Ring will deal 1 damage to me, and Ophiomancer will see I have no snakes and make a 1/1 snake with Death Touch. And then I did I already lose the one? Did I already go down on it? I think I.
You did because you were at 18 before.
Okay, so I will reveal for Dark Confidant a Blasphemous Act,
Jesus Christ.
and I'll lose 9 life. And then I'll draw for turn. I will play Swamp as my land.
Oh, that's why you're saying it was bad. Wait, why don't you just draw it with the ring in response to Bob Trigger? Oh, too late.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
It's-
you know.
it was revealed. Therefore, it's now no knowledge. Gosh, he's got such a great board state.
And forget the quality, just the quantity.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be blasphemy if you didn't have a great board state, so you have to keep it in the flavor.
Yeah, it's such a good board state. I think I'm just going to tap, or it doesn't even matter. Everything's going to die. All right. I'm just going to pay for the Blasphemous Act.
Pass.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think everyone just dies from that. From Circumference.
Yeah. That's all good by me.
Oh, whoa. Fucking Sir Conrad cares about death triggers, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I do have a Viscersier on the board. I can just stack everything right now.
No.
You can sack
yeah.
everything and just kill everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, that's game. What are we doing?
Yay!
Good game.
Yeah. I don't know why.
You guys want to run it back?
Yeah, let me swap to a lower powered deck because I run.
No, you're fine.
And I run a Vamp Tutor in here, but it's not like the deck's super
That's
strong.
fine.
It just has like
Yeah, you're okay.
cards.
I'm just being a little bitch.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a One Ring in here as well, so you shouldn't feel bad.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at it. It's on your board right now.
No, you should both feel bad. Just kidding.
No, I don't think so.
I feel bad.
To be honest, I don't think One Ring is that broken in Commander as it is in.
Lol.
Modern, but like,
You're insane. Yeah, you're.
no, I don't think so. Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a very
It's
good.
better in.
Well, it's within your rights to have a terrible and wrong opinion.
Yes,
Yeah.
RJ. You're stupid.
I'm just kidding. It's so broken. How do you not think it's broken? Draw 10 cards in 4 turns? Come on.
But
In any deck?
Malone has it. It must be fair.
Why?
Post Malone has it. It has to be fair.
I would say that in,
I hadn't
like,
thought of
in
that.
Commander, yeah, draw 10 in 4 turns is pretty good.
Come on,
But that's
guys.
not like it's
$3 million.
boosting power to a lot of other things that you can do. Right? Like there's
Like-
a lot of ways
like
that you can
what?
do similar stuff.
Such as
I don't
in a mono red deck?
In a mono red deck, no, probably not.
Right.
Well, that's the
I-
problem.
I-
It breaks a color pie, like, badly.
Sure,
I
yeah,
have
you can
I
say
have a
that.
question
Like,
for you. Do you think Ristic Study is better than One Ring?
Hell no.
You think
Not
One
even
Ring,
close.
One Ring's better than Ristic Study? I agree with that.
No one can stop you from drawing with the ring. Ristic Study, if people play right, is very easy to stop.
Okay.
And the One Ring is indestructible, and it's an artifact, and it gives you protection, and a million other reasons.
Listen, this Haywire he's got some dog in him, I promise. That One Ring is not forever.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna reset and re-randomize. Hold on a sec. How do I do this?
I will keep this hand.
Reset game.
Does that mean we need to
Keep
put
the
our stuff in it?
commanders. No, I can keep it.
Oh, you can keep it. Oh shit. That
You
takes
just have to
long.
uncheck something, so I think most people don't
Oh
even think
yeah,
about
most
it.
people can't do that.
Yeah. All right, randomizing 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh baby.
Hold on, I'm gonna be back in like 2 seconds.
1 1,000, 2 1,000. Oh,
Oh, I guess he's dead. We have to kick him.
Ugh.
that was pretty fast.
What's up?
Oh, never mind.
Mid hand? That was a
Oh, hey, I actually have a lower power deck. Y'all just want me to swap over to that one?
I don't really care.
I don't care. That deck seemed fine.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, this one's not really powerful. There's some cards in here that I was like, okay, yeah, that is
I
definitely.
mean, I have some scary cards in this deck. I can't.
Technically, the new Zimone Mystery Unraveler has AC in there.
That is true.
And AC is strong as
Like, get past 3 lands this game, you guys are in trouble.
Yeah, I feel like that was the problem last game. It's not that you guys were playing 2 strong decks, is that half the table weren't
doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, no, the reason I say this one's got like strong cards in it is because it's got a Ragavan, a One Ring, a Vampire Tutor, Jessica's Will, and I think like 2 other really good cards. But the overall deck is not like just super strong.
If you don't draw those cards, it's fine, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. And if you do draw them, just keep them in your hand.
True,
All right.
actually.
Sand is keepable. Yay.
All right, that was my first mulligan.
All right, come on.
Okay, this hand is also keepable. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I will keep this hand.
Is everyone keeping their opener?
Yep.
No, this is my first mulligan.
Okay, cool. I'll start us off. Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Draw. I will play this. What am I playing? I'll play an island and pass.
Draw. I'll play a Verdant Catacombs and crack it for a Surveil land and pass while I do all that.
Okay. Draw, forest, tap for a Birds of Paradise and pass.
Nice.
Underground Mortuary.
I will draw. I will play this Evolving Wilds and pass. Oh, I'm like way out of the screen. Holy shit.
Draw a forest. I'll cast a Shigeki. Pass turn.
Surveil one.
I'll just keep this now. There's no reason to wait.
Do we keep that? Yeah, sure, we keep that. Yeah, okay. I will draw that for turn. I will play a Castle Lochwain, and I will tap 2 for my own sticky. I'll pass.
Okay. Draw.
Snake Sisters.
Shoot.
Jackie's a woman?
I don't know. It just was the best alliteration I could come up with in short notice.
I don't know, it's a
I
lizard,
only play
lizard
voice
thing.
here.
Yeah, I'll tap 2 for a prize pig, and then I will play as land for turn. Hold up. A
Hold up.
age-graced chaplet enters tapped, and I will pass.
Okay.
What's it called?
Untap.
Age-graced chapel.
Draw. I will play a mountain.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's the MDFC. Okay.
Yeah.
I will then tap the black for a dark ritual for 3 black. Tap the red and the 3 black for a
Cast the
Valgavoth.
One Ring.
No,
Oh my
Valgavoth.
god. This is also bad.
I'll pass turn. You said also bad. Nobody's losing life. I need you to lose life. This isn't like
Sure.
I just lost life. With my one fetch land.
I will.
I do like this new Valgavoth though. It's really good.
He's cool.
I will rapid hybridization Valgavoth. I'll pay at the board so you can trigger it.
Okay.
Word.
I will draw a card, and then he will die. And I will
And you'll
get
make a 3/3 green frog lizard.
a wizard. The best I can do is a 3/3 beast.
Okay. I'll play a Simic Growth Chamber, bounce this island, and pass.
Seven draw. Play an ancient Ziggurat. And I will tap for 3 and play my commander. Old Rutstein. Mill a card. It is a Underrealm Lich. It's like a bug. And I will pass.
Alright. Tap. Draw for turn. I'll play a swamp as a land. I will tap. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. I'll tap 1, 2, 3 for Sam, and then 1, 2 for Frodo. Then I will go to combat, and at the start of combat, I will make a food token, and I will pass.
Alrighty. I will untap. Upkeep draw. I will start off with a Tainted Peak. It taps for colorless. If I control a swamp, I can add a black or a red. I will then play a Gold Vein Pick for 2 mana. And then for 1 mana, I will move it over to my blue-green Frizzard. It is now a 4/4 with whenever it deals combat damage to a player, I create a treasure token. We will go to combat, and I'll just send it back home to Zimone.
Sure. Take.
Okay. I will make a treasure token, and then I will pass my turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Play an island. I'll tap 2 and activate Shigeki. So I'll return to my hand, and then I'll reveal the top 4. And I fucking whiffed. Really. This is not my day. It's a Ramanap Excavator, Beast Within, Tatyova, and Cackling Counterpart. Replay Shigeki, pass.
I'll untap and mill a card. It's the Gitrog monster. It's making another bug. I'll draw. I will play a swamp. And then I will tap for 2 and play a Fauna Shaman. And then I will pass the turn.
Okie doke. On tap, I'll draw my card for turn. I will. Well. So I'm gonna go to combat, and at the start of combat, I will make a food. I will then pay 1 with the prize pig to sack the food to gain 3 life. The prize pig sees the 3 life gain and untaps from the 3 ribbon counters on it. Then I'm gonna go swinging, and I think Mulligan, you have all the life in the world, so you're gonna take Frodo. On attack, I gain 3 life, so the ring tempts me. I'll make Frodo my ring bearer, and he's now unblockable by creatures with more power than him. So just a 1/3 coming your way, Mulligan.
I think I missed it. How did you gain 3?
I gain 3 by sacking a food token.
Where's your mana? Tapped.
I tapped a prize pig. Prize pig says that when I gain life, I put that many ribbon counters on him. And then if there are 3 or more ribbon counters on him, he untaps. So when you tap
Gotcha.
food, he immediately untaps. Sorry, when you sack a food.
Okay, and you're swinging it at me?
Yeah, 1/3 coming at you.
Okay, I cannot block because I have no blocks, so I'll take 1.
Okie doke.
And that is your commander. So
That is one of my commanders, yes. So that's 1 commander damage. Then I'm going to go to my second main. I'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with the prize pig for a Gwynhir, Greatest of the Eagles. He's a 5/5 with flying. Whenever he attacks, he gives target attacking creature flying until end of turn. And then at the beginning of each end step, if I've gained 3 or more life that turn, I create a 3/3 bird with the same ability to give stuff flying when I attack. I'll then go to my end step. I gain 3 life from the food, so I will create a 3/3 bird, and I will pass.
all right, that's pretty good. I will untap. Draw. I will play a Fabled Passage as my favorite turn. I'll crack it. No, I will not crack it. What am I doing? 2, 3, 4, 5. Cost 2. I'll pay 2. We'll do it the right way. I'll play Juri. And then I will move to combat. I'll swing a 4/4 at J.
Okay. I have a 5/5 blocker.
That is very true. I will still swing it at you.
Okay. Is it combat damage to a player? You get a treasure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can take 5. I don't mind. So no
Oh,
blocks.
it's just 4 damage. No, it's not 5.
Oh, right. Yeah, no blocks. I'll take 4.
Okay. I will make a treasure. I'll go up to 2 treasures, and then I will I'll just pass.
Tap, upkeep, draw. Tap 4 for Zimone. I'll play this Broker's Hideout as land for turn. When it enters, I sack it, but first Zimone trigger happens, so I'll manifest Dread. Just look at the top 2, put 1 face down as a manifest, 1 to the graveyard. Oh my. Alright.
I don't think I've ever seen that land before. It like sacrifices itself immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even-
It's like better Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, this is a budget dex,
Well-
or I'm in a league where we're doing like limited budget, so I have to find
Oh, that's really cool.
options that aren't
I mean, I
fetch
don't know.
lands.
Sometimes it's better, but sometimes you don't want to sack your Bowman Wilds right away, right?
True,
I
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can see my deck list. I have no qualms about budget.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I didn't expect anyone else to, but
But they are
this
good
deck
lands.
this deck follows. We did like $10 upgrade the first week, then 15, then 20, then 25. So this is after the 25. So we've put in what now 60, and we also got one free card. So there is one like high value card in here, and we got one free land every week. No, I mean I could have, but this deck doesn't
Not the
normally
One
need
Ring?
the card draw. It
My mom
needs.
doesn't let me play One Ring.
So I'll get the second Zimone trigger, and I'll flip
Yeah.
this land.
Nice.
Oh
Isn't
yeah,
that
so
triggered
good.
in though?
Nope.
No,
Because
it
landfall is when
doesn't
it
enter.
enters. Flipping is
Yeah.
not entering.
Oh yeah.
On your end step, I'm gonna just pay 2 and activate Shigeki. Put him in my hand. Top 4. Elvish Mystic, Murderous Rider, Strip Mine, and Ancient Tomb. Let's get the Ancient Tomb.
Is this on his instep?
Yes.
How I'll respond on his instep. I think I'm just gonna lightning bolt the Fauna Shop.
Bye bye, buddy. Alright. And yeah. Mill a Melia. I make a bug. Or draw. I will play a Mana Confluence. I will tap for, let's see. Tap for 2. 3. What am I doing? Yeah, let's see. I'll tap for 2. I'll play a Osteomancer Adept. I'll tap for 2. I'll play a Shigeki. I'll lose a life. Tap for Ancient Tomb, so I'll lose 2. It's 3, 4, 7. Here is Mr. Blue Lord. Let's go get a magic card. I think after that I'll pass.
Okay. I will untap. I will draw card return. Let's just go straight to combat. So at the start of combat, I'm going to make a food. Then I will pay 1 with the prize pig to sacrifice the food to gain food. And then we're going to send the prize pig at someone. No, not the prize pig. I wouldn't do that. We're going to send the Frodo at someone. Ian, the creature next to your Broodlord, what is that?
It is a 1/3.
Is a 1/3. That's not very fun, is it? It's fine. You're allowed to block. So I'm gonna attack you, Ian, with my Commander Frodo, and I'm going to attack you, Mulligan, with my 3/3 bird, and I'm gonna attack you, Matt, with my 5/5 bird. On attacks, the ring tempts me, and I will draw a card off Frodo. So 5/5 at you, Matt. 3/3 at you, Mulligan. 1/3 at you, Ian.
I will block.
They bounce.
I will take the 3 damage from the bird.
Yes, sir.
So I'm taking 5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. All right, I have nothing, so I will go to my end step. In my end step, I gain 3 life, so I will make another bird, and then I will pass.
I will untap. Upkeep. Draw. I will play Terramorphic Expanse as my land for turn. I will cast a Mayhem Devil. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, he deals 1 damage to any target.
Whenever any player, whenever you.
This one says a player. This one is
That
just
one says any player. Yes.
I will go to combat with my nice Frizzard. Zimone is a 4/4 or a 3/3.
Dude, do you guys really think I'm the threat here? Why is everyone beating on me?
We the mana.
The treasure,
Well, Jay sent his biggest creature to me. I have no clue why. Like,
Oh,
Because you're
Zimone
gonna
is a
send my
3/3.
biggest creature to someone else next turn. Yeah.
well, the reason
Sorry,
why.
I'm very frustrated with these 2 games. Sorry, my bad. Not to be
You're
salty.
good. No.
Go ahead. Zimone's a 3/3. This is a 1/3.
How many creatures do you have up, Jay?
Up to block, I have a 3/3 bird, my 2 commanders, and then I have a Birds of Paradise and a Prize Pig, which is a 0/3.
Well, you've been gaining life. I'll just swing him at you again. Because
Yep.
technically you're still somehow the highest. So a 4/4.
No blocks.
Okay.
I will take
Trigger.
4.
I will make a treasure. I will sacrifice 3 treasures, triggering Mayhem Devil 3 times and my commander 3 times. Technically, it'd just be an order of like targets. So I guess the first target would be, what does that rat do, or that squirrel thing?
It's pretty much Underworld Breach for creatures.
And how big is it?
It's a 2/2.
Sure, I'll point to.
What is the card called?
Osteomancer Adept.
I guess I'll do this in order. So I will sack a treasure floating a black mana, and I'll point
Oh, that one.
damage at it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So I'll put 1 point of damage at it, and Juri will get a counter. I will sack another treasure. I'll do the same thing. This will get another counter. And then I'll sack the last one for another black mana. And I will point 1 point of damage at your insect. Yeah. All right.
Jay has Birds of Paradise.
I do have a Birds of Paradise.
That is
I will
true.
then play a Braids Arisen Nightmare.
Oh, dear.
I will move to my end step. Anything before I move to my end step?
No.
Braids trigger will go on the stack. Any response with the trigger on the stack?
No.
Okay. I will sacrifice a creature. Would anybody else like to sacrifice a creature?
I took 3.
It's 2 life, not 3.
I'm good to take 2, I think.
Okay. If you want to, I'll take 2. Fine.
And then Matt.
I took 2.
And then Jay.
I also took 2, yeah.
So I draw 3 cards.
Sure.
Okay. And then that was me sacrificing, so I'll get a counter here. And then I will have 1 point of damage pointed at. Is there anything that's 1 toughness?
Birds of
Aside-
Paradise
Birds of Paradise.
Is that the only thing on the board?
and bugs.
I think so. Birds and bugs.
I'll shoot the insect.
Why aren't you shooting the birds? I'm confused.
Yeah.
I need him in the game.
I'm
Okay.
in the game. I'm well in.
Yeah, he's like maybe has the best board state. I'm confused.
All right, I'll shoot the bird.
He's got 11 power of flyers on the board.
Dog, he shoots
In-
bugs.
Oh, I can't even.
response-
He has 11 power and flying damage.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got a lot of damage right now.
Okay, I'll
in
kill the
response to
bird.
the bird, I'll just tap it for a black, and then I'll tap 2 more to cast Feed the Cycle on the Hoarding Broodlord.
What is
Yeah,
that?
destroy target creature or planeswalker.
Oh, okay. Bye-bye.
So it's a 1 and a black to destroy target creature or planeswalker, but you either have to pay an additional black or forage, which I can't do.
Why can't you
birds
forage?
dies.
You have a food.
Well, but that food has a purpose in life.
Okay,
That's better than what we'll have in a second.
fair enough.
Okay. And then I just drew some cards. Let me look at them. They do nothing, so I'm a pass turn.
How many cards in hand? Less than 7.
Only 5? What?
End step. Or I guess I will brainstorm. Draw 3. I will put these 2 back on top. Tap, upkeep, draw. Okay. I'm going to cast threats around every corner. When this enters, I manifest dread, and then whenever a face-down permanent enters under my control, I can search for a basic and put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Is that good?
Oh. Doesn't that go forever then? Like you literally, or is it only the first time you manifest on Zimone?
It's just,
No. Whenever.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, it's
Zimone only
whenever,
manifests on the first time.
but yeah, she only manifests dread first, 1 time a turn.
Yeah, okay.
And then every other
Okay.
time you just flip something. Yeah, it's not infinite.
Yeah, so you're not getting your whole library right now.
No,
Then it's fine.
but
then
it
you're
is,
good.
it is good though.
That is good, but
Okay.
it's not like remove on site good.
Correct. Well, I mean, maybe, but
You
I
mean it's
wouldn't.
not a Simic Nadu?
No.
I was I wanted to make sure that we weren't like gonna lose if that were solved.
Oh, no. All right, so I'll manifest this card, trigger that, and then I'll put a ghostly flicker into the graveyard. And then a face-down creature entered, so I will search for a basic. I'll get this island, it'll enter tapped, and then I'll trigger Zimone again. So this time I get to flip a face-down permanent I control. So I'm going to flip over Speak of the Devil. It's AC. Tyrant of Gyre Strait.
That is a
Actually,
$60 car, sir.
No, it's down to under 6 now.
That's for the reprint?
It's in this deck.
That's a good card.
Yeah.
It's $7 right now. Fuck yeah.
Right.
This is the time to go pick him up. He used to be like 22.
Yeah, because it was only 1 print. I mean, it's still really good, but it was a scarcity thing, not a like necessarily power level thing. Okay, I haven't played any lands for turn yet, so except for the one I searched from this. So I'll play a forest as first land for turn. and that'll trigger Zimone, but I have no face down permanents, and it'll trigger AC, so I'll draw a card. All right, I'm going to tap 3. I have 1 additional land drop I can make. I'm going to tap 3 and play a Scroll of Fate. I can tap it to manifest a card from my hand.
Ooh,
That's a pretty good card.
that's a very good card.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to play another Forest as my second land for turn. And I'll draw a card.
You're not gonna manifest something first? Or I guess
No, I
just
don't
do
want
that?
to. I
Okay.
could, but I didn't want to overextend here. So I'll just pass.
A reasonable player? That's unheard of.
Ha.
I will mill a card. It's an Oracle Moldiah, so I'll make a bug. I'll draw. I will tap for, let's see. What we got to work with? Nothing terribly crazy. Tap for 1. Here is a Llanowar Elf. And then I'll tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lose 3. Play Old Stickfinger, so X equals 3. I have actually X equals 4. Yeah, sorry. I have a cast trigger on him, so I'm gonna reveal until I get 4 creatures, and they all go to yard. So, lands, Yieldred, Rodian Hulk, Lost-Wing Tortoise, and White of the Reliquary. The lands will go to the bottom. Creatures go to yard. Stickfingers is a rather large boy, and I will pass.
Okay, in your end step, Gwynhere's going to trigger. In response to that trigger, I'm going to pay 1 to sack a food to gain 3 life. Then this trigger resolves. It sees that I've gained 3 life this turn, so I'm going to make a 3rd bird.
Oh, that triggers. Do you sacrifice something?
It sure does. I sacrificed a food.
I will shoot the Llanowar Elves.
Bruh.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Okay, draw for turn. Shoot. All right. Well, can't really do anything else. I'll go to combat. Start of combat, I will make a food. I will pay 1, sacking the food, gaining 3 life.
Trigger.
Trigger,
I'm gonna
indeed.
shoot the pig for 1.
Pig is shot for 1.
What's its toughness?
Sorry? Toughness is it's a 0-3, so it now has 2 health left.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go attacking. So Matt, all you have to block with is your guy. So I'm going to send Frodo at you. I'm going to send... So the birds don't have summoning sickness because they came in Ian's end step. So we're going to send 2 of the birds at Ian and 1 of the birds and Gwynhere himself at you, Mulligan. So in total, that will be a 1-3 at you, Matt, 2 3-3s at you, Ian, and a 1-3 and a 5-5. No, sorry, a 3-3 and a 5-5 at you, Mulligan.
Okay.
On attack, the ring tempts me. I will draw 2 cards and discard a card. I will discard this Assemble the End Moot.
What was the second draw? That was from Frodo?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Ring Bearer, I draw a card and I discard a card, and then Frodo draws a card. So draw 2, discard 1.
And everything else flying, correct?
No, Frodo is not flying. He can only be blocked by creatures with 1 power or less. However, because the ring has tempted me 3 times
You're not
this
giving
game-
it flying from Gwahir?
Oh, yes, I can. Oh, no, I have to. You're right. So yeah, he is flying, obviously.
Okay, I'll take 1.
My bad, I missed that.
I will take 8.
Yep. And I think Ian's muted, but I think he took the 6 because his life went down. So going to second main, I will... Let's do a Scored Barons enters tap to gain a life. That puts a counter on the prize pig.
I'll respond with a counter going on it.
Yeah.
I will fetch twice.
Mhm.
I'll point it 2 more points of damage at it.
Yep. So
Here's
price
Juri
per-
twice, and I'll get 2 more counters.
so yeah, in response to that, I'll just tap it for a white, and he dies. So I'm floating a white. And I will tap.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll get 2
I'm
mountains.
smart here. I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3 for a Will of Lost Dreams, and that'll be the end of my turn. In my end step, I gained at least 3 life this turn, so I will make a 4th bird, and I pass.
Alrighty, I will finish shuffling in a quick second. Okay. Then I'll keep, draw, play command tower. These are all. Let's see. I'll play a Descent into Avernus.
Ooh, baby.
One of my favorite cards in this whole deck. At the beginning of my upkeep, I put 2 Descent counters on it, and then it deals X damage, and each player creates X, where X is the number of Descent counters on it. So it deals that damage to each of us, and then you make that many treasures.
Yes, sir.
So it starts out at 2, so everybody would lose 2 and make 2, and then it goes to 4, 6, so on and so forth. It just puts a clock on the game.
It's in your upkeep, though, right?
Yeah, it's at my upkeep.
All right. So nothing yet.
Nope. I will pay 1, and I'll equip my commander Juri with the Goldvein pickaxe. Or the Goldvein pick, I guess. And then I will move to combat. I will swing. I feel like, God, how you back up to 42? Holy jeez.
I don't know. Just, eat
I
my
have to
food.
swing at you with my commander.
Sustenance.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you with a 8-8.
Oh,
And this is commander.
that's commander.
Yeah.
He's not trample though, right?
No, no. It's just whenever he dies, he deals damage equal to his power to any target.
Right. Yeah, I don't really want the commander damage, so I'm gonna block with my 3/3 bird.
Okay. And then
Bird dies.
bird will die. Let's see. I ain't got really much to do with that. So I'll tell you what. I will move to my end step. End step trigger. Any response for I actually get to the end step.
Nope.
Okay. Raids triggers on the stack in response.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna scroll a fate right now with braids on the stack.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put in this face down creature from my hand, manifest, and then I'll trigger threats around every corner. So I'll search for a basic. When the basic enters, I'm gonna trigger this. So I'm just gonna get 2 basics right now, if that's okay with everyone.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to get an island and whatever else. So forest, they'll enter tapped. But I'll do it in order. So first I get, I'll just do AC first. So I will draw 1 from the first land entering, and then I'll manifest dread. Ugh, man. All right, I'll put this face down. I'll put a Intis Restoration in the graveyard. And then the other face down entered, so that's when I get the second land. And then I'll draw from AC again. And then this time I get to flip a face down permanent. So I'm going to flip over this World Spine Worm.
Oh, fuck.
And
Is that
then I'll,
3 5/5s?
yeah, it makes 3/5/5 worms with trample when it dies.
God damn. Man, it's a 15/15, right?
The big fella.
Yes.
God damn.
That's all I got. I'll pass on braids.
Any other responses?
Nope.
No?
All right, for Braid's trigger, I will sacrifice a mountain. Anybody else like to sack a land?
Hell no.
I will
use
sack a
two.
land.
Okay, so I'll draw 2 cards,
Yeah.
and then I will ping 2 points of damage at. I don't know. Is there anything with 2 toughness on the board?
Not
Frodo? Frodo's a 1/3.
three.
I got both.
I guess the flip down card that Matt has.
That is
Yeah.
Oh
true.
yeah, this guy.
Yeah, I'll shoot that.
Snipe it.
It's a blessed respite.
Oh shit! You saved us.
I done goofed, guys. Okay, and then I already drew the 2 cards. Looking at them, they do nothing, so I will put 2 counters on him, or 1 counter on him, and pass.
How many cards does everyone have in hand?
I have 6.
Windfall.
6. Ian,
Yes.
what did you have?
I
3?
got 2.
Okay.
I have 6.
Okay.
Only 2.
Into-
I'm a little guy.
Yeah, I got 6 marker cards.
She's a little guy.
I'm just a little guy.
Untap.
I'm just goobering over here with my bird.
Draw.
Damn. Could not be me.
Listen, I know your bird's eating my bugs, but I'm gonna need you to stop.
Listen. If anything happens to my board state, literally a single piece of interaction, it all falls apart. I have 4 lands. I'm so fucked.
I'm
play
playing Umori, I can't play interaction.
I'll play Verdant Catacombs. The AC first. Draw. And then manifest. Oh, I'm picking the wrong order of these things repeatedly. Put a counterspell in the graveyard.
Well, there is no wrong order for AC. It's just bad luck.
Well, that's what I meant. So that enters. I search for a basic. If this tap forest. Alright, and then I get to flip a face down, which I will. I'll flip this Multani Yavamaya's Avatar. It's a 0/0 with reach and trample. It gets +1/+1 for each land I control and each land in my graveyard. I'll count it in a minute, but it doesn't have haste. Alright, and then I'll draw from AC. Alright, I'm going to play a second land for turn. Actually, okay, I'll just tap the scroll to manifest this card. That's going to trigger threats around every corner again, so I'll do the land find thing. Get this island. That's going to trigger Zimone again, so I'll flip this forest. And then I'll draw from AC after I shuffle. Alright, gonna play a second land for turn. It's the Windswept Heath. Trigger Zimone. I don't have anything. Trigger AC, I'll draw. Alright, I'll go to combat, and I'm gonna send World Spine at you, Mulligan.
Damn.
Beat his ass! Beat his ass!
Beat his ass. Kill him.
Oh,
Okay.
simmer down.
The
Hey,
crowd,
Duncan,
the
Duncan,
squawking rabble is getting all riled up.
Oh, no. Damn, Jay.
Mulligan, you there?
Hold on.
Jay, you have 4 lands.
Holding on.
Oh, Jay did.
Jay said, all right, that was enough for me. I'm done.
That's one time. We won. We won. We killed him.
Juri, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can-
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I'm sending a 15/15 trample at you.
Beat his ass. Beat his ass.
That is, in fact, what we is doing, ain't it?
That is correct.
That is a lot of damage. Holy shit. Let me look at my hands. I don't see anything that helps. So I will. Damn, it's a big motherfucker. All right. I'll take 15. I will go down to
Nice.
13 life.
Sounds bueno. I will move to my end step and I'll discard a card to hand size. Be an island.
Damn.
Yes.
I guess nobody wanted these fucking treasures.
Tap, and I will mill a card. Whoop, it's a forest. I'll make a treasure.
Do you have a sack outlet right now, Mulligan?
No.
Besides braids? Okay.
There's no sack outlet. I only have 2 in this entire deck. One's Visacier, and the other is a Phyrexian Altar, which is only in here because it says sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the move? Do I unleash a can of whoop ass or
When is that not the move?
You know what?
I feel
You're
like,
right.
yeah, that should be like your default. Like,
I'm going to combat. All right, Mulligan. I got a 13-13. You got 13 life. You know how this is gonna go.
Whoa, now, Simmer.
What?
Down.
what? Why are y'all hanging up on him? What did he do?
People don't like. He played braids.
Listen,
Whoa, now. Hey, whoa, simmer down, you. All right,
Whoa.
look, the good thing about Commander is, right, we all have politicking. Let me tell you, you don't kill me, I'll kill AC.
What?
I won't kill his whole board, but I'll get rid of the fucking AC.
You'll kill AC? Dog, that ain't worth a life.
Whoa, it's worth my life. It may not be worth your life.
Nah, we're bringing this shit back. I'm determining the value of a human life right now.
Jesus Christ.
I don't like that. Simmer down.
I like your style.
Oh yeah, let's go. I'm
Lechuga! Lechuga for the win.
Threat. I am not your threat.
I know you're not the threat, but you are a problem.
But I'm not your problem. Let me be somebody else.
Okay, wait. Well, okay. He's got to fucking psych rift us or something. I don't know what the hell is about to happen over there.
Yeah, he's just passed with 20 lands up. I'm scared.
And he's got a grip of cards.
Like, he's probably got counter spells.
You guys got to watch this game later and look at my hand at this moment.
All right.
I'm not giving it away now.
I'm pulling up the YouTube video in the future, seeing
You know what?
all
Yeah.
7 cyclonic rifts in hand.
Hey, y'all could screen snipe him. He's live right now.
I'm not live.
He's
I'm
not
sorry.
live.
I'm sorry to inform you.
Okay, he's got to edit some things.
No, I don't edit shit.
What's happening?
You're just gonna get the full blunt.
Yeah.
All right. Mulligan, I'll agree to some terms if you.
All right. What are we talking here? Are we talking like a light jab, or are we talking about like fatality?
I will not swing my entire
Babality.
board at you right now if you promise not to target me with Mayhem Devil this turn.
Also,
Okay,
you have to
cool.
bark like a dog.
All right, now I didn't say that. All right, here. Look, I'll tell you what.
You
Caveat.
guys are fun.
Caveat. All right, let's talk about like what we can do to not.
Oh,
even
he's
swing.
adding a rider to the contract. Get it.
No, look. I feel like if it's your life on the line, you too would like to throw in some fucking, hey, can we do this? All right, look. I'm already losing 2 on my upkeep. How much are you trying to swing at me with?
Dog, I will send a whole net 0 at you if you do not target me with the Mayhem Devil in my turn, this current turn.
What, you're about to sack like 8 things?
I can agree to that.
Okay.
Deal, you got yourself a deal. You like that deal? That's a damn good deal. I'll take that deal.
Okay. Jay, I'm gonna attack you for 13.
Bastard! I can't believe you turned on me.
Bastard.
Jay, you want to make
Yeah,
a
you
deal
know
with
what?
me?
No,
Don't make me
fuck
deal with
you.
you.
You
Fuck
stay over
no.
there in the corner.
I want to take 13 to the face.
I'm curious
Yeah,
to know
because you
how
just
much
eat it back up on the next turn with all the fucking food, you fatty.
you big
Whoa.
back bitch.
I won't psych rift everyone.
Whoa,
If-
hey now. Don't
Yeah.
even. I thought that was
I
a
don't know.
budget deck. That ain't no Psych Drift deck.
Well, he
Yeah.
did say he got to put one card.
I
in
did
for
say I
free.
get one free card,
Got a power level 7 card.
and it's not the One Ring.
Well, the One Ring is really good.
Listen, I would rather die standing than live kneeling. I'm tapping out.
Fuck yeah.
I'm taking
Hell
3.
yeah.
I'll tap for 8. Here is a bringer of the last gift.
Oh no, not this again.
The thing. You sacrificed
Priority?
tokens, no?
It's probably gonna get countered, but I do want to try.
Yeah, but you did pay for the tokens, right? Tokens got sacked?
Not yet.
You
Well,
didn't, you didn't sack the tokens with
I sacked
casting?
the treasure. Oh my god, Mulligan, you get to shoot something.
It's 1
Yeah,
point of
that's what I'm
damage, right?
saying.
1 point of damage.
I'm sorry.
Shoot him
sir.
in the face.
But you're going to have so much fucking damage pointed at your face from this goddamn thing in this.
Who?
Fatality. Anyways,
Me?
so you said there's one trigger right now, right?
Yeah, 1 trigger with the treasure.
I will point it at surfcitytcg's face.
How could you?
I've got to make up 15 points of damage to it.
Oh, all right, that's fair. Anyone responding? I don't have priority.
I have no response.
No response.
Oh, I gotta do stuff. Okay,
Counterspell me, your mom's a beach.
I'll tap to return Shigeki to my hand to reveal the top 4, put a land, blah 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 blah.
I just want to turn my swag on, dog.
Overwhelming Stampede, Hinterland Harbor, Sylvan Safekeeper, Fade from History. Okay, I will put in a Hinterland Harbor tapped and put these cards to the graveyard. And then trigger all the stuff. I'll draw from Ace. No, I'm going to Manifest Dread first this time. Damn it. Double land. I can't win. Alright, put that in, put land to the graveyard. Now I'll draw from AC. Well, actually, I guess technically I have to do all this other stuff first, but whatever. I'm just going to draw from AC. And then I find a basic forest, and then that enters, and I can flip something. I'll flip this Evolving Wilds. So I'll draw one more card off AC.
Alright.
Still responding.
Resolving my swag soon. I hope.
Okay.
Let me turn my swag on, dog.
Need that. It's probably good. That's probably good. That's probably good.
Fuck
Which
you
mana
doing?
do I have?
Instant speed farewell?
Any Urborg or Yavimaya?
Negative.
Negative. Isn't Urborg like super expensive?
It's like
It's like 30.
but
All right.
50.
Don't need that. Don't need that. I'm gonna need about 350. Okay. I'm gonna channel Shigeki. Double green. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll pay X's 2. And I'm going to return Blessed, Respite, and Counterspell to my hand. And I'm going to cast Counterspell, targeting Bringer.
Bye-bye.
Alright, but check it. He's almost tapped out, right?
True.
He's almost there.
Actually,
We're so close.
I clearly don't have another Counterspell because I just went through all those hoops to get that one.
Here's a zombie.
What if he's bluffing?
Not fast.
Alright,
That is a thing I would do.
boom. I really hope that would resolve because I was going to get my prize pig back. It was going to be great.
Well, someone had to be lame, so let's go beat his ass.
Dude, I can't fucking win at this shit game. Where are my lands?
You had 4 this whole time.
I've had
game.
I had 3 in my opener, and then I've drawn 1. It's a 40 land deck. What is happening?
Maybe you should get good.
All right. Yeah, I should have put 10 more. I'm gonna switch out 10 more cards for basics. This is insane. Okay, 1, 2, 3. For a Nadia's Nightblade, whenever a token I control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses a life and I gain a life. Then I'll go to combat. I will make a food. I'll pay 1. I'll eat the food. I'll gain 3 life. Back to 30. You'll all lose a life, and I'll gain a life. Yeah, sure. Go for it. What do you want to shoot?
Matt.
Matthew.
Would it be
Wow.
more productive to start shooting Zimone?
I have 13 more to Matt's face.
Oh my god.
We're making up the 15-15. Okay.
Listen, Juri, we're cool. Let's just
No.
call it even.
Listen, Juri, we're cool.
Yeah.
That's so real of you.
Doesn't even call you your
I
real
might
name.
be guilty. However,
He doesn't even call you
We're
your real
chill,
name,
right?
Jay. You better fix that.
all right. Ian, do you have any? You don't have any flyers, do you?
Negative.
You can't fly. I'm gonna send Gwyn here at you, Ian, and then I'm gonna send my 3/3/3 birds at Matt. And who has no blockers? Oh, Matt has no blockers.
Send more birds at him.
Well, I don't have any more birds, but I can send Frodo at him, right?
Yeah, Pega
Yes.
guys on that.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
You don't have blockers, do you? Because
I don't know.
Oh,
Guys,
no, wait a second now. Hear me out. He's got a land. A land says manifest. Manifest makes it 2/2.
yeah, but it needs to be a one.
Yeah, Skulk.
One power.
Oh,
to
it's only got
block.
1? Yeah, never mind, you're good.
Yeah. All right, 3/3/3s at Matt, a 5/5 at Ian, and Frodo at Matt. On attack, the ring tempts me. I will draw 2 cards and discard a card. Motherfuck. I'll discard a fucking, I don't know, Vine Reap Mentor. Goodbye.
Okay, I have action before blocks. Cracking
Yep.
fetch land, so trigger Mayhem Double.
Oh.
Yep.
How much are you going to sacrifice this turn?
None yet?
If you sacrifice 3, how big is that bird?
The bird's just 3/3s.
No, the one that makes the
He's
bird.
talking about the big one.
Oh, the big bird is a 5/5.
That's why I'm asking Surf City.
I would just
Oh.
keep
I could crack 2 more if your goal is to kill the bird.
It would only be 2 points of damage, and I don't have any
You're
other
trying to save Matt now? What the hell?
Yeah, I'm confused too.
Who's telling you
Well, no, the 5/5's going at him, I think.
5/5 went at Ian.
that one's gonna be
Oh, it's not going at me? Alright, never mind, you're good.
No, that one at Ian.
Alright, Mayhem Devil, point fucking, you're at Surf City, you're at 3 damage. You owe 12 more life.
I'm confused. 3? Why 3?
I think you only sacked
No,
one.
that's the amount of
I only
damage
sucked
he has
one.
done to you.
Well,
Total
sacked-
damage from the guy.
Yeah, for this whole rotation, because I owe you 15 points of damage. So,
I see. Okay.
Alright. So
Hold on, I'm
1/3
still doing
Frodo,
stuff.
3/3 birds.
I have to finish resolving. So I grabbed
no,
a
you're good.
land. If I grabbed a land, it'll enter untapped, and I'll manifest this card. A March of Swirling Mist will go to the graveyard,
oh, that's
and then I'll draw off AC. And then, since a face down entered, I get another basic tapped.
Yes, sir.
If I have any left, I have 1. Wow, it's the last one. Okay. Or not.
Must feel good, huh?
It does and it doesn't, because it's pretty useful to have them. All right, so then I'll get another Zimone trigger, or I'll draw from AC first, and then I'll go to Zimone trigger, and I'll flip this Ashaya, Soul of the Wild.
Holy shit.
Okay.
My creatures are forests in addition to their other types.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's it. How much is coming at me?
1/3 and 3/3/3s.
10?
Yeah, 10 total.
Yeah, 10 total. It's all in the air, and then we have
Oy.
Gwyn here at Ian.
I took 5.
I will go to
I mean, you can
12.
block one of the you can block one of the guys with your Multani, right?
Oh, that's reach. Yeah.
Reach.
Okay, yeah, I'll block one. Thanks.
So you only take 7. However, Frodo dealt combat damage, so everyone loses 3 life.
Yep.
And then because a bird died, that's a token leaving the battlefield from my control, so everyone loses 1 and I gain 1.
Yep.
All right.
God fucking damn.
Good. I'm gonna go to my end step. In my end step, I'm going to make a 3/3 bird, and I'm going to say good luck.
Do you have anything in end step?
Don't we, because the Night Blade, we all lose one when the token's made?
Nope. It's
No, only when it
tokens
leaves.
leave.
Oh, okay.
Mulligan, you have anything in end step?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna pay 2, and I will reality shift targeting Juri.
The fuck is a reality show?
It will get exiled, and you will manifest the top card of your library.
Gotcha.
It's okay.
Who is Jerry? Is it this?
No,
Juri, I think that's your commander.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I thought you said Jerry. I was like, who the fuck is Jerry?
it's okay.
Alright.
This is still a survival.
And you get to manifest the top card of your library. So don't show us, look at it. If it's a creature, you can flip it for its mana cost at any speed.
Nope,
If it's not a creature, it's just a 2/2.
Yeah.
Left the chat.
Sorry, I hit my back button.
Damn.
No, this is just a face down 2/2. That's what that's going to be forever. Or it could be a creature. We don't know.
It's that.
When you
This
find
is-
out, bitch.
This is true.
I can no longer hear Mulligan, but I'm sure everything's fine.
All right. Am I good to go, or what are we doing?
I got nothing else on end step.
Ian?
Hold on.
I'm good. Oh, now he's fucking
David
dead.
left the chat. All right.
He's
You
probably
guys
just, he probably couldn't hear me. You know how, like, when people leave, sometimes you can't hear.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
fuck. Ian left.
No, I was just checking my text.
All right.
Can everyone hear everyone?
Have we seen?
Everything's good.
All right. I'm going to go to my turn. I'm going to untap. Upkeep.
All right, Mulligan, hear me out. We're cool.
Beat his ass
Did you say eat it? Because I have enough.
Eat his ass.
with a spoon.
Oh, wow. Cheerios in it? Got it. All right. I got a Descent into Happiness and my upkeep trigger. So that's going to be on the stack before anything. Any responses
Okay.
to that?
Negative.
No.
All right. So everybody's
If
going to
if you ask for a response to that, you're passing priority, right? So it will resolve.
All right. So everybody lose 2 and make 2 treasures.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, hear me out. If we sack our treasures, and then Mulligan sacks his treasures, and we all
Hey. I don't like this conversation.
That's some good damage. I like it.
this is a sequence of actions that is uncounterable and will end up killing Matt.
I feel like I'm playing with my regular pod where everyone's conspiring to kill me the whole time.
We're not conspiring.
What?
There's a difference. If we conspired, we'd go to jail. But if we plot, it's a murder. And now we got a crime. And you got to solve it. No, I'm joking. All right,
But I'm going to be dead.
yeah, I'll play.
Yeah, so what are you going to do about it? You're going to be dead. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'll play a Dragon Skull Summit. I do control a swamp or a mountain, so we'll enter untapped. And then I will play a. Why did I put this in my graveyard? Oh, that was my commander. I was like, why is it in the graveyard? It's to be an exile. But let's see. I think I just died from the fucking air attack day. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, we might die to Jay, but wouldn't it be funny if we just took down Matt?
You're not wrong. I like where that head's at.
That doesn't seem that funny to me.
I'm having so much fun
You're
right
not
now.
the one who's going to be living to laugh anyways. No, I'm joking.
Damn, you got me.
Let's see. I have nothing in the graveyard. I have nothing in my deck.
Mm.
There's nothing in my
His
hand.
library?
You can play Juri.
Can he though? Oh yeah, it's only a 2-mana card.
Yeah, I guess I could. Okay, I will cast Juri. Juri is on the field. I will pay 1. I'll equip Juri with the Pick of Love.
Hell yeah.
All it wants to do is poke you. Actually, I'll equip Mayhem Devil. No, not Mayhem. It's got to be this guy. It's got to be whatever face down card this is.
Ooh.
Big plays, I know, coming up. Simmer down.
Scary.
All right. If we're all going on this team map, YouTube, Surf City, TCG, and you're going to take them out.
Well, I don't think we agreed with that.
You're not gonna swing at the guy with 30. You're gonna swing at the guy with 30 life.
No, we gotta get mad.
What?
I hate you all.
All right, so here's what's going to happen. If I do this, we all got to agree. We all sack our treasures. I'll sack this. We can kill Surf City this turn.
Yay!
But,
Well,
caveat.
I'm not
Jay,
sacking my treasures.
I don't need you to. Jay, caveat. I need you to take this 3 damage.
I think you're still one short.
What do
I will
gain?
not be. I promise. Jay, will you take the 3 damage? You're at 30
fine.
life. What are you contemplating?
Fine. I'm worried because like you're gonna flip that guy and it's gonna be like a 40-40 double strike, trample, vigilance, haste, and lifelink.
Now that would be
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, how did you get it exactly correct?
Yeah, you got a 3-3 coming at you.
All right,
Block it.
I'm gonna know. I can't look at him. He's just a little guy.
He's a
I'm
little
not
bit.
gonna block him.
All right. In response. No, I'm
God damn it!
joking. I'm joking. Here's 3 damage to the face. Trigger.
1, 2,
I'll
3.
make a treasure.
Yeah.
Second main phase.
Yep.
I'll move it over to Juri.
Yay!
Juri's power is now 2/2. I will now sacrifice 3 treasures, pointing all 3 damage at Surf City.
I will
Mhm.
respond to your damage triggers, and I will sack my 2 treasures. And I will use the mana to activate Shigeki.
I will point those 2 triggers at Surf City for a total of 5 points of damage pointed at Surf City. You still owe me a lot more damage pointed at your face.
I'm confused. How are we ever doing 9?
Trust me. Just go ahead. Sack your treasure.
Oh, hold on.
Well, you're just gonna win with he
gonna
doesn't even
sack
realize
2
you're just gonna
treasures.
win with not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sack my 2 treasures.
Yeah.
Loading 2 mana. You will all lose 2 life. I'll gain 2 life. On gaining 2 life, I have a Will of Lost Dreams trigger. I'm gonna pay 2 to draw 2. Thank you.
All right. And then I'll put the last 2 points of damage at Surf City.
Wow.
Good game.
We got there.
Good game.
And I'll die on my upkeep to my ascent. And then you will die to the bunch of birds, Ian.
No, I won't. That's
All right. In-step
I
trigger.
believe in Ian.
I'm going to sack a bird or a 2/2, which is a Bastion of Remembrance.
I'll sack a bug.
All right. I will. Hold on. So how does that? If I have an end step trigger, that resolves before your end step trigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So my Gwynhir trigger is already resolved prior to.
Well, it doesn't
Whatever.
really matter. You're going to make the bird or not. You can decide to sack one or not.
Nope. Well, so I'm asking, right? Because if I gain, so if my Gwynhir trigger resolves after your the sack trigger, I can sack a bird, gain a life, then I'll have gained 3 life this turn, so I'll gain a new bird. But that won't happen. So I'll just sack a bird, gain a life, you'll lose a life, and then I will get no birds.
Okay.
Okay.
Mayhem Devil will trigger 1, 2, 3. Everybody sacked, right?
Yeah.
I sacked.
Okay, so Mayhem and Juri will trigger. Mayhem will point 3 points of damage at one of your birds.
All right. Which one? Untapped or tapped?
Untapped.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot. Yeah. Untapped. Okay. Token left, so I gain a life, you'll lose a life.
I will go down. Wait, how many tokens left?
I have 1 token left.
No. How many tokens left on your board this turn? 2 treasures.
I had 1 that got 2 treasures, 1 that got sacked, and 1 you just shot.
I think I didn't take 1, so I should get 2.
Okay.
And then that's all she wrote, folks. I'll pass.
All right. Good luck, Ian.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna mill a card. It's another Domri. I'm gonna make a bug. I'll draw.
You gotta sacrifice 30 permanents.
What's that?
Can you sacrifice 30 permanents?
I wish.
Oh, Juri is. Oh, yeah. Juri took 2 treasures, so it's a 5/5.
Chat, maybe I can survive.
If you
Hold
kill
up.
Juri,
I want to see this. I want to see this.
yeah, if you kill Juri, I can point 5 damage at something too.
Chat, maybe I live. How big is the Nadir's Nightblade thingy?
As a 1/3.
Oh, okay. Chat, we all
That was the fastest. Okay.
Alright, so I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I can't even imagine like what power sharpness should I have responded where that would have worked.
Okay, chat, hear me out. Okay. And then Sam's a fucking 2/4. I hate this game. I'm gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay. I'm going to play. Let's see. Oh my god. Do I just kill Mulligan and just say I killed someone? We're brothers in arms. I have 9 mana to play with.
That would get you some street cred.
That would give me some serious street cred. 3, 4,
Can
5.
we? Okay, hold on. If that's what we're doing, who killed Matt? Was it my Nadia triggers or was it Mulligan's the guy with the gun?
Well,
That's
technically,
really important.
mine would have resolved before yours, so you would have killed him.
Nice.
Because you sacking those 2 put mine on the stack and yours on the stack. Since it was your non-active player and I'm active player, yours. Oh wait, yours would have resolved first, so never mind.
So I didn't get the kill.
No,
Wait,
active players resolves last. Goes on the stack first, resolves last. So you got the kill.
I would have killed.
So I resolved first, and then he did the last bit of damage.
No, you were the active player at the time, right? Or he was?
No, I was.
Who was?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Descent just triggered, and then we all made the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Ash Barons. I'm making a zombie.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna tap for 1, 2. Oh god, close. 1. Oh, fucking hell. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll lose 4 life. We do 3 life. Oh my god. The poor just
You 4 or 3?
At 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna channel Shigeki for 1. I'm gonna get a creature. I can't get Bringer. He costs too much mana. But I'm gonna get I don't know. Broodlord.
Is Ian crying? What is going on?
What happened to your voice? I'm confused.
Why is he crying?
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna pay 1.
You are aware we both die if it goes to my turn, right?
I'm gonna survive. 3, 6, 7, 8. Broodlord. Let's go get a magic card.
But I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think you're gonna survive.
You don't know me. Dog, you forget. I'm him, dog. You don't know me.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'm him as fuck right now.
I believe it.
Oh shit. What does Lechuga mean again? Can you remind us?
Loyalty, compassion, and friendship. Jay, how many cards do you have?
I see.
Dude, I'm
see
so hard right now.
Jay, how many cards do you have in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cards in hand.
God fucking damn, what's wrong with you?
What do you mean? What's wrong with me?
All right.
You know what's,
Well,
you know what's funny is that there's no lands in this hand either.
oh my god, wait, Mulligan, I have such a crazy idea.
What?
When Juri dies, it deals damage to any target, right?
Yeah, it's a 5/5. Why?
It's a 5/5? Okay, what if I am able to gain an absurd amount of life right now?
Okay, what does that have to do with Juri?
Okay, if I run a big thing at Juri, you can kill the thing that can gain me life.
So then you win instead of me, and Mulligan still loses.
No, I'm trying to fuck your shit up too. Hold on. You'll see the vision. You'll see the vision. Hold on. Yeesh.
Okay.
I'm holding on by 2 life. I don't know how much longer I can hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna try to kill one of his flyers. Or should I get the token thing instead?
I don't. So if you kill my flyer, you're gonna lose a life. Just be careful, right? Because like
well,
the
no,
bird's a token, yeah.
If I get the non-token one, I don't lose a life.
Okay, you can get the non-token one.
Okay. I am gonna tap for 4. I'm going to cast a Skyfisher Spider. When it
Okay.
enters, I can sacrifice something and blow something up. When it
Yes.
dies, I can exile it from my graveyard to gain life equal to the number of creatures in my graveyard. So I'm gonna sack a bug to blow up Mr. 5/5 Flyer Man.
Bird.
Yes.
Okie doke. He dies.
All right, now
Why
Mulligan.
you have a mayhem trigger?
Oh my god, shit, yeah.
Jay to the face.
Yes, sir.
Unless you're gonna sack 2 other things, and then I can shoot the nadir blade thingy.
I can't, sadly.
All right, never mind. To the face it is.
All right.
All right, Jay. Now,
Yeah.
listen. No, Mulligan. Hear me out. I'm gonna attack you with stick fingers. Just block it with Jerry, okay?
All right, I will block it with Jerry.
All right. So, okay, fucking damage.
All
All
right.
right, now if
Wait,
you
I thought you
kill.
were- What?
Wait, okay. So you have your little triggery thingy, right? Or are you doing something beforehand?
No. All I have is this.
All right. If you kill this thing, I gain enough life to survive.
How many creatures in your graveyard?
16, I think.
I can't kill it.
17.
I can't kill the thing.
If you block with your commander, then when your commander dies, you can shoot something equal to your commander's power.
Yeah. I have 20 things in my graveyard right now. Dog, you could give me the "we're so back" of a lifetime.
I'll block.
All right.
All right.
Jerry will die. I'll point 5 points of damage at Ian's face.
Ah!
Oh my god, the betrayal.
And I will take 2nd place.
We're so back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Never trust a Rakdos player.
My 3/3.
You know what? He lived up to it. It's chaos. I love the chaos.
I had absolutely no fucking business winning this game. Why did you all gang up on Matt when I was the one winning?
Because it would be funny. It's content.
It's the way of the
You
world.
don't mean it'd be funny.
Rakdos did the Rakdos things and left in all chaos.
The one time I didn't have a sack outlet, Jesus Christ. I'm panhandling for damage right now.
Yeah, that was fun. Good game.
Oh, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands in a row coming up. So you know.
Good game, guys. I'm gonna get
All
off.
right, Ian.
Yeah,
Ian, you get
good
the
game.
closing comment.
I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep tonight.
Beast.
Good game.
Thanks for the game.